Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you your post-match reaction from today's delightful, gracious, tenacious 1-0 victory over Man City. What I will say to them guys is, you can play kissy catch with our main striker all you want all summer long, but you can't beat us, and that must absolutely kill you. We slapped the bald head off Guardiola and sent them back up to Manchester while throwing Oasis CDs at them, you know, and you know, and no matter how much money they spend on the club, Ricky Hatton will always be more successful and more known than what they are. They're an embarrassment. Jack Grealish was in Tanganga's pocket when they were getting on the team bus. Apparently, they had to beg Tanganga to let Grealish go. But, like, look, we can't take him, Tanganga, Jaffe. You have to let him go. You have to let him go. Come on, Jaffe. You know, Jaffe Manhandler, Tanganga. That's what we're calling him from now on. He's earned the nickname. He's in the big boy leagues. But, guys, what an absolute win. And I have to say, I'm going to stop rambling, but we're joined by my man, Jack Haneke. Jack, how are we, boy?
David, I'm absolutely excited seeing bald Guardiola be destroyed like that. And then as well, when you're talking about with Tanganga, you know, he's almost looked like kind of like a kid, you know, who was watching his action figure being taken away from his mom, you know, in the toy store, you know, thinking, you know, like, let me just play with him a little longer. You know, he has nice hair, you know, he could go well with my other action figures. And to be honest, you know, Tanganga was absolutely brilliant today, David. And we'll talk about, you know, the idea of having the Tottenham blood, you know, back into the system. But honestly, it's absolute ecstasy for us.
No, look, we are in ecstasy, my man. Honestly, when we scored, I nearly passed out. I'm not messing. My vision started getting blurry. It took me like 30 seconds to come out.
I didn't even see the goal, David.
I was getting worried, lad, honestly. But my man, Brian, how are you after today's result?
My voice is a little bit screwed from being at the Scotland Yard, so excuse me if it goes up and down quite a bit. But let's just rejoice in this moment, in this victory, and let's just hit them with a little thing. 4 games at the new stadium, 4 wins, 4 clean sheets, and all I have to say to every single Man City fan is, can we play you? Can we play you? Can we play you every week? Can we play you every week?
Come on!
What a performance. And do you know what? For Nuno, I mean, we're going to get into this more, but for Nuno Espirito Santos, with all the pressure and all the build-up around him and the management debacle, to have your first 2 home games, a clean sheet and a win against the filth, and a clean sheet and a win against the champions, bravo, my friends, bravo.
100%. And look, another song is He's Magic. You know Espirito. Come on.
You know what? I'm a little bit... I can see how that song's going to catch on, but I'm like, we can't replicate the song for Poch.
No, look, I'm getting the vibes. I'm sorry, Mr. Daigle, but I'm getting the vibes. I can't help it.
He's already dressing a little bit better than Poch, I will
say.
Mate, he's already dressing a little better than Poch.
Pep Guardiola thinks he's the most stylish manager.
Move, bitch.
Get out the way.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely love it. Well, look, guys, as much as we were enjoying it, I want to embrace with the Harris Army as well. I want to get some of their comments up, because I'll be honest with you guys, it's been a long time since we've had a victory like this that we can dance around to. You know, 2 years of misery put behind us within 1 game. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's bring in a few people. We have my man Pete from the Lane. Big up, David. I was there today and the atmosphere was electric. What a big win. Come on, you Spurs. My man Pete from the Lane. This guy, met him when I was over there at the stadium. Absolute legend. I'm glad you got to get there and soak up the atmosphere. I'm not going to lie. I am jealous. But look, I'm glad that you got to go back there. I want to say quickly a special mention to the fans, actually, that were there today. Unbelievable atmosphere. It was emotional. It was emotional hearing them at full voice at 4:30 this evening. It was emotional hearing them full voice. Then I got a live video sent to me from Ben from We Are Tottenham TV from the stadium of them singing Jaffe Tanganga, you know, all the way around the stadium after he came off, basically singing You're One of Our Own. Absolute amazing. And then just seeing Nuno high-fiving the fans walking off as well was absolutely brilliant. But big up Pete from the lane, man. I hope you really, really enjoyed it, man.
Let us know when the adrenaline wears off, Pete. Let us know when the adrenaline wears off.
Yeah, look, Pete might have just thrown in the comment and gone to the pub. We don't know, but look, 100%. I hope you and the young lad had a good day out, my man. I really do. We have Catman Jess, lucky guy Pete. It looks like an amazing atmosphere today. Full fans, flags were enough to bring tears. It really was, my man. It was emotional. Chris, David, big up, man. Come on, you Spurs. You know we trust, man. I'm buzzing still. We're all on a high, my man. Trust me.
Big up, Chris.
Edwardson, the Irish Hotspur. Hey, David, great result. Tottenham looking like they had a proper game plan and organised. Mr. Edwardson, we've something a little bit different coming up. Believe me, stay and watch for that. Dark Sun G, my man, how are things? Good to see you back. He says, we won because our team fought as a unit, which is something I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, man, honestly, I'll leave that on there for 10 seconds. Everyone take that in. It's great. It's great. Big up, Dark Sun.
David, he always drops the bars. He drops the mic every time.
He keeps you in check, Jack, with your stats if you're ever wrong.
As well,
Keeps you in check. Caleb Newson says, what a game it was, my man. Dark Song G says, also, this is why you need youth players. They fight for the badge. I have some questions lined up on that. Don't you worry. We have Steve from Hamilton. Man, just got back from the game. Absolutely buzzing. Steve, let me know what the atmosphere was like, lad. Look, sit back, enjoy it. Have a can or two, even if you have work tomorrow. Just still have a can or two. That's my advice, Mr. Edwardson, even Eric Dyer played well today. In all fairness to him, we did. Dave Hutchinson, big up the Harris Army. Big yourself up, my man. Our man Amazer's in the building. Show me better fans in the stadium. I'll show you what. Absolutely love it. Love it, man. Michael A, we won every battle. That's what impressed me most. There's a song like that, isn't it? That's what impressed me. No, it's not.
That's Shania Twain, mate. Look at you go.
Every ball. What a magnificent effort. Nuno has us playing for the shirt. Brian, honestly, you have no idea the feeling, the adrenaline that's pumping through me right now. I'm on a high. Honestly.
I'm there with you, buddy. I'm there with you.
I can't help it. I'm beaming. Jordan Bright, Nuno ball. You tell him, my man. You tell him. Put that comment in again. That's brilliant. We have Zoe as well. Tanganga and Skip were exceptional. You're honestly, it's music to my ears. You know your football anyway, Zoe, 100%. I'm saying, let's hope Tanganga stays fit, 100%, my man. He was immense today. We have Jack McGrath. Hey, hurry up there, Dave. I'm in, man. I'm in. I know the excitement was building. Look, I had to calm down. I had to calm down before I come on. I was more pumped before this. GCM James, yes, come on, you Spurs. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. ATX 7 game. A big up, David, Jack, and Brian. What a feeling to start the season with a win. Come on, you Spurs. My man, William McKenzie over in New Zealand. I hope you enjoyed that win, my man. We have Dolby Skills. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, everyone's pumped. We have Brian Lamb. Oh, Jesus, after skipping the goal 90 there. Where are we? Yeah. We have Brian Lamb.
Flooding in, David.
He says, come on, you Spurs. The lads showed intensity and we were relentless.
Yes, we
were. Josh Seven says, come on, you Spurs. Yes, Dave. Sihoid, Nuno is a genius. He knew he couldn't hold on to these leads, so made sure our strength was finishing strong. Good point, William Kelly. Killian Kenny says, what a win, bro. 100%, my man. Anthony Gray. All the Spurs channels got good vibes tonight. Great, happy days. Yeah, we're all pumped, my man. We're all pumped. Leon says, evening, lads. Great result. Paranormal Yedo says, we found a right back. Of course we did.
Great
Finster says, as a 90-year-old man, this game was so thrilling. Come on, you Spurs. Look, my man, sit back, enjoy it, my man. Enjoy it. There's not better moments in life than watching Tottenham slap a team that think they're big. ATM nerd, this guy Tanganga had Sterling and Grealish in his pocket, at least 160 million. Yeah, he's a rich man after tonight, I'm telling you. Probably paying for dinner for the whole squad. Maria Williams, guys. Big up, love it. Dark Sung G, man, with the super chat. Really do appreciate my man. Absolute legend. You have no idea. I really do appreciate the support. He says we need more academy players like Skip and Tanganga and not Mr. Passion. Those two play for the badge. Son is good against City. Man, you got it from day one what I was trying to say about the likes of Harry Winks, Mr. Passion. You know, when you see Tanganga and Skip, this is what I was talking about. Players that actually care, that will actually put in the stuff, not hide away like Harry Winks. Players that stand up to the responsibility and knows what it means to wear that crest, represent this club and wear the badge with pride. Not someone like Harry Winks who shies away. Look, it's music to my ears, Dark Sun G. You're an absolute dude, my man. And brilliant super chat. The two play for the badge. Son, look, Son, Dark Sun G, I'm going to impress you here. I'm going to blow your socks off because I know you like a stat or two. So what I'm going to say to you is, coming into this game, Son played 3 home games against Man City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, scored in all 3. Well, you can make that 4. Chalk it down, my man. Make that 4.
Wow.
Absolute
there you go,
legend.
Dark Sun G. There you go. David, I can tell he's pumping with the adrenaline right now. A lot of these Spurs fans, I can tell, are just pumping with the adrenaline. They're even typing faster than usual, David. You know, it's all coursing through them.
They're off the chain. They're off the chain. They're all excited, man, just like we are. Murray from the Spurs episode, 11 Warriors on the field. Everyone fought for the badge. No effect. I'm freaking buzzing. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, man, Murray, you best believe we're buzzing, my man. You best believe we are absolutely buzzing. Jack, 11 Warriors. It's true.
Oh, David, 11 Warriors for sure. And then when we even brought Romero on, it even felt a bit unfair because then that's adding 1.5 Warriors, 2 Warriors even, David, especially when he then was saying for the back 5, you're just like, oh my gosh, David, it's just, you were thinking that the Man City team should have just left early after Romero was in there. The way he even won his first header, David, after someone who apparently, could barely walk, after the Copa America final, the way he won that header was just unbelievable. David, it's just unfair to have that many Warriors on a pitch.
No, it is. It is unfair. It is unfair. Maori, absolute great super chat, my man. I really, really do appreciate it. And look, what I say to you is whatever you do to relax, my man, make sure you do it tonight. Enjoy it. Forget whether you have kids in the morning or work or responsibilities. Put them all aside. Enjoy this victory. It's been a long, long time coming, guys. Stuart Such is in the building as well. Big yourself up, TJ Davies. We have Michael Bennett. We have Amanda Top Heavy says, we have positive vibes, fight, passion today. 100%, Amanda. 100%. Dark Sun G again says, apparently City is the third Premier League champion team to lose the first match. First was Leicester and second was Chelsea. We won without Gil, Romero, Scarlett, Coys. Do you know what? Great stat, because I had one before the game, my man. Another stat for you. We're going to have a bit of a stat off. I presume you probably want it with Jack, but look, you're having it with me right now. And look, what I'd say to you is that City haven't actually lost the opening game over the last 10 years. It's going back all the way to 2011 since they lost the opening game. So look, the odds were against us. But Jack,
that's
what do you make of this
stat.
Statting you today? You're the stat man, and Dark Sun G is outdoing you.
David, I mean, you both are outdoing me, it seems like. You guys have both brought your A game today, especially with Dark Sun G with that one right there. That is unbelievable. And then, David, the one that you just spouted as well was just unbelievable. David, I'm being outclassed today. I need to step up.
No, we're only joking with you. But Dark Sun G, the first team to lose the first match. Look, that's a good stat, my man. I want to know where you find these. I need that link, my man. I need that special link to find these stats. You're an absolute top notch, man. You're brilliant. Let's welcome Clegg. Stackademics, love the name. LDN1. Jerry McNeil, I hope you're keeping well, lad. Who else have we got? We've got Aaron Dove in the building, my Irish brethren. How are you, my man? We have Dara as well. I hope you're keeping well. Danny Keys, Ian Nicholson.
They got
who else? We've got Tottenham Tantrum. Dermot, I hope you're enjoying this one, lad. Ian Nicholson.
Dermot. He deserves that, Dermot. Dermot deserves a victory like this today. Absolutely, Dermot. I hope you're absolutely buzzing, but take it easy as well. It's a Sunday, Dermot. We got plenty of games ahead, but Dermot, you absolutely deserve this. Big up, Dermot.
He does. Luke Tilson Gray as well. Keno Driscoll, Alex Apostolou. We have Oliver Freeman as well. Golden Cock. Love the name. Holly Agenbar. I hope you're keeping well. Everyone get over and check out her. We have Dolby Skills. Who else have we got? We've got Aaron Fernandez. Big yourself up. Dark Sun G with a super chat says, last season we lost the first game against Everton and we felt terrible. However, this season we beat City in our first game. I have hope. Come on, you Spurs. Do you know what, Dark Sun G1? I was only thinking about this when I woke up today. I remember going on We Are Tottenham TV fuming after the first game of last season. Absolutely fuming, my man. And it's complete different contrast now. I have my own channel. I have to do my own preview after the first game of the season. And look, maybe it's the Irish Hotspur look, the Harris Army look, because we went and won it. Notoriously, we don't usually do well the first 5 games of the season, but we're off to the best start possible. Brian, it's a massive turnaround, isn't it, from last season to this season?
So, mate, I'll tell you what, when it came to the Everton game last year, so it was the last game we got to see at our pub, the Scotland Yard, where we were today. But that was a bad weekend for me anyway, because it was a year that we had a miscarriage, me and my wife. It was 2 days before Booking.com closed their office in Toronto, so I was out of work. So I went to that game thinking, yes, at least I'm going to be with the lads. I've had a shit few days for obvious reasons personally. At least my Spurs are back. And that performance against Everton was atrocious. I mean, even Pierre was horrible that game. I think the only game he has been horrible, in all honesty. And after that game, I was fuming because of everything that had been going on personally. And then obviously COVID really hit Canada and we went into another huge lockdown. And literally, I went down to the pub early today to start getting the pub ready and decorate. And as I was walking down the road that is on the Esplanade, I got this really strange feeling, like it just felt so surreal. And it felt like going home. And we had a lovely turnout today of about 40 people. And it was night and day, the performance, the match. I mean, it was incredible. And just to see a team perform as a team, and most importantly, as I said before, she backstage, that was Cody Mack's first game with Spurs fans ever. And I got to meet the great Cody Mack rather than like this on the screen. It was just honestly an incredible, incredible day. So literally a 180 from the Everton game.
Yeah, it is. And Dark Song G, my man, great super chat, and I really appreciate the support.
Good to see also, David. Good to see a realist quickly for Dark Sun G. Good to see a realist, the statistician, he has high hopes, David. That means that we should have high hopes because I think he's very level-headed. I think Dark Sun G, I think, he sees all angles when it comes to things. He has every stat in the book. So, if he has high hopes, we should have high hopes.
No, 100%. Dark Song G, you're the man. I really appreciate the support, brother. Really appreciate it. A few more super chats to get to here, guys, and then we'll start getting into the nuts and bolts of it. Paul Markey says Tanganga set the tone with first tackle on Sterling. Yeah, look, Tanganga set the tone out there. He was no nonsense today, my man. Look, he put Sterling in his pocket. He put Grealish in the other pocket. He walked out with 160 million worth of talent there, right in his arse pocket. He's probably, like I said earlier on, he's buying dinner for the boys, my man. What a man of the match performance by Tanganga, I have to say. He's absolutely brilliant. And like I said, they had to beg him to let Grealish go so that he could go on the City coach. Paul Markey, I hope you enjoy tonight, my man. I hope you're enjoying this result. Pete from the Lane, absolute legend. He says, best team performance I've seen in a long time. Skip and Tanganga were immense today. Man, Jack, do you want to, Pete from the Lane, look, it's honestly, like I was saying, it's this performance. Look, although we've seen glimpses over the last 2 years, I'll be honest, this is 2 years in the making. It's such relief. I think, personally, I actually feel like I've lost a stone today, a stone of weight off my shoulders. You know what I mean? From Tottenham Hotspur. Honestly, you know what I mean? I just feel like a new lease of life, a new energy. Although the new season was upon us, I was excited. I still had a bit. I needed this. I'll be honest. I needed this. I still had a bit, a bit pissed off towards Tottenham and stuff like that. But I needed this. We're back. Tottenham are back, Pete. I'm so glad you got to go to the Lane today. And it's great. Skip and Tanganga, man, they were incredible today. They set the tone for that performance today. They set the tone. And they're an example of what our academy can produce. Pete from the Lane, my man, I really do appreciate the super chat, my man. I really, really do appreciate it. And we have one more to get to here as well.
Big up, Pete. Big up, Pete.
Yeah, Pete, too generous, my man. I really appreciate the support.
Jerome.
And we have Jerome here. And he says, come on, you Spurs. I've been awake since 1:30 a.m. I was about to say that because I've seen the A beside it for the Australian dollars, my man. I was thinking, a bit similar to Shamu in New Zealand. Like, you wake up early for these games, to watch the game and could not sleep at all. Just buzzing after that massive win. Are you watching Harry Kane? Come on, you Spurs. Man, honestly, I just want to say this, the dedication you guys have all around the world. Look, me, although I'm not living in London, I'm not season ticket holder, I'm privileged. I can watch the games at the time they're intended to be put on. But the guys across the pond, all across the world that wake up at crazy hours to follow the team, to stick through it the way you did last season, that result was for you guys today. And Jerome, I bet you're happy you stayed up now, my man. Look, crack open the cans or whatever, enjoy the day. And look, you may as well not sleep all the way till tomorrow night. Just enjoy it, my man. Go for a walk along the pier or near the beach if you're anywhere near there, my man, and just relax and enjoy it. And actually, Jerome, that's after reminding me, the Spurs fans chanting Harry Kane, are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching Harry Kane? Look, we're going to touch on. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to put the Harry Kane question out there first to the panel, just so we can clear it out the way, because I don't want the whole thing overshadowed by the Harry Kane situation. So I want to get it first and get it out of the way. Jack, anything to say to our man Jerome here?
Jerome, you've been absolute legend as well. Like Shamu, you guys have to get up at absolutely absurd hours in order to follow Spurs. You're his biggest fan as anyone. And also, Jerome has always been such an incredibly generous person to this channel. He always is being able to wake up at also these hours, David, just to watch us, not only watch the game. They wake up at absurd hours just to watch the channel as well. So, Jerome, really big up yourself. Really big up yourself. I hope you have some sort of reward, for yourself today, whether that, just be a nice big, cold pint, or whether it just be a nice big, pint of Ben and Jerry's, or, Haagen-Dazs, whatever you have down there, for the ice cream, because you absolutely deserve it. A million Spurs fans who've gone through so much work, like just honestly, practically one of the, as plenty have said, one of the worst Spurs seasons of history. So many of you that had to just wake up at absurd hours and deal with that and practically get punched in the stomach every day. The fact that you're still with us, the fact that you're still going is unbelievable. So Jerome, big yourself up, really big yourself up.
Yeah, absolute legend, my man. I appreciate the support, my man. Stay awake and enjoy it. Dark Sun G21. I love how two youths outplayed expensivity players. Butchered that word, my man. Look, it's a bit late. I've been on the go for nearly 8 hours.
No, he said the expensive city
streaming.
Players. He's just saying they outplayed the expensive city players. Yeah. Expensive shitty players, David. The expensive shitty players. Excuse me.
Jack, what do you think? He's dead right, isn't he?
No, he's Dark Sun G always dead right as well. I love that he's really Dark Sun G seems to be on the same wavelength as you here, David, in terms of he just noticed that having the two youths, having players from the academy, having the blood in that starting 11 seemed to really spark something in the team. Also maybe kept the team going in terms of leading by example, in terms of running for the badge, fighting for the badge, practically clawing for the badge, some of these guys, and willing to take people down. I almost felt like they were growing nails at the end of the game just to take people down. So Dark Sun G, you are absolutely on the same wavelength here as David. And honestly, if we could get plenty more youths into the system, plenty more Spurs blood into the system, with the way Nuno's been doing it right now, I think we could honestly be an incredible team to watch.
Oh, 100%. Big yourself up, Dark Sun G21. 90 minutes. This is Captain Turk, guys, from the fan show last Monday. Reminds me of the ruthless aggression of a Wolves team. Tanganga quality. Kane silence, not wishing his teammates well is classless. Look, Wolves, in fairness, look, they worked as a team. There was camaraderie, there was togetherness, and they were aggressive in what they done. And 100%, he's bought that. He's mirrored it into Tottenham. He's managed to looks like repair the fractured dressing room. So look, you have to give him props for that, my man. Tanganga, absolutely unbelievable today, lad. We're going to get into that 100%. Tanganga, honestly, we have to keep this guy around. Kane silence, not wishing his teammates well, is classless. I actually don't know what this is about. I haven't heard it. Jack, do you know what this is about?
No, and maybe he's talking about maybe Kane maybe didn't do some, maybe social media post, as a lot of players maybe do for like Instagram or Twitter. Usually they probably say, watching the lads, like, come on, you Spurs, whatever it may be, like hashtag whatever. And there probably was, maybe dead radio silence from Kane's end. And so maybe that's also a bit concerning.
Yeah, I get you. No, 100%. Look, I really appreciate the support, Captain Turk. I really do appreciate it. And my man, fan show again tomorrow at 9:30. For all the Harris Army out there, if you just want to come on and have your say about the City game, and hopefully we might even have a signing or two to talk about, because I know we're still going for Milinkovic and Vlahovic. We're trying to pull off a double with Fiorentina, so look, keep your eyes on that. Vlad Turkanu says, I love Tangs, pocketed 101 million today, baby. Yeah, look, he's probably richer than McGregor after today. You know what I mean? Honestly. Look, if that guy went through the airport now, he'd be arrested because their pockets would just be bulging. Absolutely bulging. My man, Vlad, I appreciate the super chat, my man. Absolute legend.
You're not allowed to bring another person through the metal detector with you also, David. You can't bring two people at once. You probably, still would have, Jack Grealish probably Velcroed to him.
Yeah, 100%, lad. And Dark Sun G back again, my man. Absolute legend, man. You're too kind. I really do appreciate it. Says, no, Sissoko, Mr. Passion, Aryer, Mr. 33, and no more Coco. Fight for the badge. Very comfortable win against the champions. Great mentality. No more toxic. Do you know what, Dark Sun G? That's just after reminding me. One of my very first fan shows on We Are Tottenham TV was after a Newcastle game. And believe it or not, Sissoko, Ben Davies, which is Mr. Passion, Bobo the Clown is Aryer's new nickname. Mr. 33, Mr. Passion, sorry, is Winks, and Mr. 33 is Ben Davies. I should know because I've given them all these nicknames. And no more Coco. Look, these are the very players I spoke about and saying, like, we can't keep persisting with these guys if we want to reach the heights we want to reach. They're not good enough. And look, none of them around the team today. Look at the togetherness. Look at the performance. You know what I mean? It's complete different. Dark Sun G, absolute spot on. What a super chat, my man. Super chat of the day goes to you so far. Jacko, what do you think?
Oh, David, I practically want to just thank all the full 11 probably. We probably will just thank them in the private messages, via Twitter or, via Instagram, just thank every single one of them for the performance they did. Simply also because, David, we just were going so crazy with some of these players mentioned before, thinking that are they really the problem? Are they actually the issue? Like, are they really the sole difference between us having performances like this and then us being smacked 3-0? And it really hopefully does seem so. If we are proven right, that would just be absolutely glorious, just to know that all it takes is just people that are willing to fight for the badge, people that are just willing to do the easy things right and the simple things right and constantly. And David, it just would be brilliant. It just would be brilliant if it turned out that way.
No, it would. It'd be absolutely awesome. Dark Song G, my man, I really do appreciate the support. And look, we haven't even got into a bit of the housekeeping, so we'll do the housekeeping and we're going to get into the questions. Guys, make sure everyone smashes a like on this stream. You hate seat as much as I do for speaking about our man in their press conferences, having our man's mouth in their name or our man's name in their mouth. They should be washing out with soap. You hate Guardiola, you smash that like button. You love Tottenham, you're happy with today's win, you smash that like button. Also, make sure you smash the subscribe button, guys. We're nearly at 4K. We're about 100 or so off, guys. We're absolutely, killing it lately. Guys, keep smashing the subscribe. Keep supporting us. And guys, there's 200 people watching right now. Guys, as per usual, I'll keep my promise. I will try and get everybody's comments up on screen. I know not everyone is in a position to super chat, so guys, I will try and get everyone's comments up on screen. Believe me. But guys, if you do want us to if you do want to help support the channel, get your questions in, get your comments in with the super chats. And as always, we do take a bit of time to discuss them. It's only fair. And we really do appreciate you guys. So keep smashing the like, the subscribe, and keep supporting the channel the way you guys are. But look, let's get into it. And we'll start with Mr. Daigle on this one. Look, Dyer and Sanchez, Brian, they've received a lot of criticism throughout their Spurs career. And rightly so. Yep. Me as well, from me as a fan. But you know what? They had a great performance today. Let's be honest. The two of them, they didn't put a foot wrong. They were brilliant today. Brian, is this a one-off performance, or has Nuno changed their game to help them?
Do you know what? I think it's a bit too early to say, is it a one game or has Nuno come in? He's had, all right, the pre-season, but he's had this big game, which was a big test. Now, I said on your fan show this week, or the week just before, saying that I've tried to be a fan of Davinson Sanchez, and I believe there's a player there. Just there's so many times that he does something. But against Arsenal, he was outstanding. And today, again, he was outstanding. I mean, some of his timing of his sliding tackles, his moving forward, it was very, very impressive. I mean, when we first saw the lineup, obviously you had the shock, no Kane. But then when you saw Dyer and Sanchez, there's no doubt a majority of Spurs fans were like, oh, God, here we go. And credit where credit is due, they were both phenomenal. I must admit, I was saying to Cody, I think I saw a lot more of Davinson than I did Dyer, but that doesn't mean that Dyer did what Dyer needed to do well. There was a couple of great blocks, and he put his body on the line and did what he had to do, but I was more impressed with Davinson Sanchez. And the thing with Davinson, I mean, Eric Dyer, you got to look at it. We've had a few managers, and the same thing keeps materialising. When we had Davinson Sanchez under Poch, he was phenomenal. All right, he had Jan and Toby alongside him, and let's face it, I can play alongside Toby and Jan and look fantastic. But he was under Poch, who was an arm around your shoulders guy. Then Mourinho comes in, and we all saw on the documentary, one of the first things he says to Davinson Sanchez was, when I was United manager, I told everyone to gang up on you because you're the weakest link.
Yeah.
So that must have been like, oh, this manager really, really loves me. And it just looked like his confidence dropped. Don't get me wrong, it's not just his confidence. He was not good last season. But the pre-season against Arsenal, I thought it was great. Today, I thought it was outstanding. And credit where credit is due. And maybe, do you know what? Maybe, just maybe, bringing in someone as high caliber as Romero has been the kick up the jacksie that these two have needed to say, do you know what? Tottenham aren't mucking about now. If I don't play, there is not like an Alderweireld who's near the end of his career and reputation. There is a genuine pedigree centre-back that is going to take my place if I mess up. And they look like they're rising to the challenge. It's one game. All right, it's the champions. but also they don't play with it. They didn't have a striker, so it's not like they had a striker to mark the whole way through. But listen, what they had to do, they did exceedingly well. Exceedingly well.
Yeah. No, in fairness, they did. And like, I agree with what you're saying. Maybe Romero is a kick up the fucking cojones that they needed. 100%. But Jack, what do you think? Do you think it is maybe the likes of, it is just a once off and, thank you for that? Or do you think that maybe Nuno has kind of like adapted the team to kind of help them? Or do you think even maybe Tanganga coming in at the right back has helped them an awful lot? Skip coming in beside Højbjerg has helped an awful lot. What do you think?
Yeah, David, it's really tough to say. I mean, I think it's possible that it's maybe just Nuno has maybe a certain effect on center backs. Like, there's honestly, especially when you consider the Wolves teams from before, like they weren't necessarily all spectacular center backs, but they all were very solid under Wolves. Maybe some of the more reliable players for Wolves in terms of Willy Bolly, in terms of Connor Cody, and even he turned like Roman Saiz into a pretty decent center back as well. When you think about it. And then even in at the case of Porto and Valencia, some of the center backs that he had there, some of their best ever seasons were under Nuno. So you really think about it that way. Maybe he just has a certain organizational skill. Maybe he just instills a certain kind of confidence. It's hard to know. I think we'll find out later. But maybe it is just a certain type of effect that he's able to have on center backs and kind of bring out the best in them, really. But maybe it's also just possible that the way that they were maybe put in positionally, they weren't always inside their own 18, just waiting for the pressure and kind of having to think about the whole game. They really were actually given them maybe the freedom to kind of push high at times and then drop deep and kind of like move back and forth, maybe, so to speak, and be aggressive as well. So maybe it's just that kind of confidence that he instills in them.
I think you're muted, David.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. No, Jack, confidence definitely has a big part to do with it. 100%. Look, they were clearly void of confidence last season. We could clearly see that, and they have the confidence back. So it does have a massive part to do with it. But having the likes of a Tanganga and Skip in there, I do definitely think
right.
massively.
It's a great point, David. It's a great point.
It brings balance. Like Tanganga, he's willing to fight. He honestly, he's a wall. You can't get by the kid, right? You have Skip in there. I've said this many times. He's proactive. He's not proactive, not reactive. He doesn't wait for the opposition to get the ball and then close them down. He's already up the hole. By the time they go to put a foot on it, Skip already has his foot between their legs and takes it away from them. Absolutely brilliant. And I do think that's definitely helped them. But look, I'll be honest with you. I hope Moon Boots and GPS can kick on from here. At the end of the day, any player that's in and around the club, I want the best for them. I want the best, because if we get the best from them, we get the best Tottenham Hotspur. And, it definitely helps us in the long run. 100%. Aussie Tots, says the Irish Hotspur. Lad, deep down, can you tell me how you feel about Harry not even bothering to congratulate the team? These were guys I thought were his friend. Very poor, in my opinion. I'm a bit disappointed. Aussie, Bryce, look, I'm not defending the guy. I'm taking a measured thought process towards this. My opinion is I'll be honest, the club probably told him not to go on social media at all. Like, if Nuno knew he wasn't going to play, right, which Nuno made the right call, let me add to that. And the reason why they probably didn't want Harry Kane anywhere near the game or even at the ground or that is probably because they don't want the Sky cameras on him. They don't want it to overshadow the game. And even him tweeting would have overshadowed it. You know what I mean? So they probably told him to be quiet. Look, I'm not 100% reading too much into that. We'll see what unfolds over the next 24 to 48 hours over on that. But look, that's just my thought on it. If I'm taking a measured approach to it rather than just jumping on something. And I'm not saying you're jumping on something. Don't get me wrong. That's just my thinking, because we do have to think. The club do tell players and all to stay out of the press when they don't want them in the press and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised. Tim Man 007, my man, how are things? I hope you're keeping well. It's good to see you back. Says, I think Kane is already sold and Levy already in agreement with City, but they are waiting for us to bring in players first before any announcement. Look, just quick thoughts on it, because I do actually want to get into that. I'm actually going to save it to last. But just some quick thoughts on it, my man. Look, for me, I'll be honest with you, it's looking like it. It really is. Look, the reports coming out are that Daniel Levy's digging his heels in. He's not budging. He doesn't want to sell. But I'll be honest with you, it's just waiting for the 150 million to come in. It's all it's doing. Look, Man City want to piss about like Daniel Levy does sometimes with look, I say Daniel Levy, Brian's getting tetchy there. I can see him boiling over. But no, look, look, you know, Daniel Levy's holding out for 150 million. I think the 150 million comes in, they're going to accept it. But look, not being involved today, I don't know. It's hard, you know, because if you look at Michael Dawson's comments, basically saying, look, you know, you can't expect to train for 2 or 3 days, then be ready for a game of this magnitude. It's a different level, and that, you know, he's just not ready. You know, do we take Michael Dawson's words on it, and it's true, he's just not ready, or do we read into it and say, yeah, it looks like he's gone? Look, I think it does look like he's gone, Tim, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. Jack, we'll let you in on this one, and then we have 2 more to get to. I'll let Brian in on the next one.
Yeah, David, probably personally and probably honestly and realistically, I am kind of probably more likely fearing for the worst here and probably am thinking that he is out the door. But maybe I'll just take the optimistic side here, David, maybe take the positive side and just kind of actually agree with Michael Dawson and say that maybe it is just something where, you know, it was kind of maybe a decision made by Nuno, a decision, you know, made by Daniel Levy, maybe a bit as well, just considering all the attention, considering Sky Sports, you know, practically showing up, you know, the day of, you know, him missing the training and everything. Maybe it's possible that it is all just a bit kind of blown out of proportion, you know, by the media. And it's just, you know, people like Nuno are just kind of sick of it. And they're just thinking, listen, Harry, you know, I have plans for you, but yeah, you've shown up late and I don't have plans for you for this game. And I don't want all the media attention being drawn to you as well. So, you know, I think that's a very realistic possibility. So I'm going to just take the positive side on it, David, take the positive spin.
Yeah, look, and what I'd be saying to Tim, man, is I probably should be paying you, my man, because you're after giving me a question, and I'll spin off the back of this like a good basketball player, and you know, throw it to Brian Daigle. You know, I'm using the basketball terms there. Brian living in Canada, and Jack's a big basketball fanatic. They'll absolutely love this. This is the hard on to them. But Brian, you know, massive stroke by Nuno. If it was Nuno that made the decision to not have Harry Kane around the game. Because, look, it would have completely overshadowed it. It would have been the Harry Kane day. Everybody would have been, you know, all over it. You know, Sky cameras, everything else. Everyone would have just been talking about Harry Kane. Was it master stroke by our man Nuno not to include him?
Completely. I mean, to start this off, I've been waiting to have my say on this Harry Kane thing. I've said, as you know, we even spoke about it on the pump up for the Villa game. I said he's going. He is going. He is gone. And I've stuck by it. The thing that annoys me is you got to remember Daniel Levy said he's not selling to a Premiership club, but you know he is going to sell to a Premiership club, so it's another lie. But getting back to this, I didn't want him anywhere near the squad today, and not because of the transfer and the saga, which would have been the Harry Kane game, the Harry this, the Harry that. Listen, he came back from the Euros, he had a holiday. It's not like we had Jose Mourinho and it could have been like, right, Harry Kane, you know what we're doing, you just slot right in. It's a new manager, new tactics. You've got to remember, we brought him in and we rushed him back for 2 finals, and we all know what happened. He didn't have the best of games, and it was, you rushed him back, he did this, he can't do it in finals. And then I'm fine with that. But you know what? This whole saga by Tottenham, by Levy, by Charlie Kane, and by Harry Kane has been handled so diabolically that if he had tweeted, he would have been in trouble. If he didn't tweet, he's in trouble. They're literally in a situation where he is damned if he does, and he's damned if you do and damned if you don't. I think it is. Do you know what? Maybe not even after the game saying congratulations, because obviously if he is going to City, that might piss City off. But to say before the game, do you know what, lads, wishing you all the best, have a great game. You're not only the England captain, you're the Tottenham vice captain. Yeah. You have certain standards, you have certain ethics, and you've put yourself as this model professional your whole career. Never a bad word said about you. Never putting bad negative press in there. You're not causing trouble. But there could have been something today. Like, not at the game today for obvious reasons, but lads, come on. I'm with you. Come on, you just something. Yeah. Like we were saying about releasing a statement when he didn't turn up. Should he have turned up? Yeah. He has certain responsibilities as vice captain of Tottenham and captain of England. I'm really happy he didn't play, because if he'd been on the bench, whether he came on was booed or cheered, but every single time there was a break in play, you know the cameras would have gone straight over to him. Oh yeah. And then if he had if he'd got a sitter and missed it, it would have been like, oh, we missed it on purpose. He did it. The whole today, the focus was
probably would have been like me watching porn if that was the case. Harry Kane's there today, just getting glimpses of him every 2 minutes.
You know what I mean? And the thing is today, the focus had to be on Nuno and the lads that are there.
Yeah.
And that's where 110% of our attention went to. And you know what? With the people singing, are you watching Harry Kane? people might have booed him. I would never have booed him. No one can forget the service that he's done.
Yeah.
But he has got to expect some kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of humour coming his way. And the Spurs fans had the right to have that little jokey, whether he takes it as a joke or he takes it the other way. But yeah, I think it was a masterstroke from Nuno. The way he said, yeah, we're going to assess him on Saturday and just keep everyone thinking. And when I saw he wasn't on the bench, I've got to admit, I was delighted.
Yeah. No, it was an absolute masterstroke, I have to say. And big up Tim Man 007. Really appreciate the support, my man. And hope you really enjoyed the answers to your super chat, my man. Bjorn, the Norwegian Viking, he says, everyone brilliant today. Great show, guys. Come on, you Spurs. Look, man, from 1 to 11, they're Vikings. You know what I mean? Like in your name, man, the Norwegian Viking. They're all Vikings today. You know, and thank you. I really appreciate the kind words on the show, my man. I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you so much, man. What an absolute legend. Thank you for the support. And look, see, you're Norwegian. Maybe you can get in contact with Haaland for us and get him to replace Harry Kane, man. How about that, Bjorn? Let me know. Dark Sun G21 says, I think Skip and Tanganga really helped Dyer and Sanchez. Skip and Tanganga helped out Dyer and Sanchez. Last season, we only had Højbjerg to help. Do you know what, Dark Sun? Yeah, it's a brilliant comment. It's a brilliant comment. And that's what we were saying earlier, just a little bit ago, that, you know, the two guys coming in, you know, it's really, really helped them out. You don't have Dizzy Doherty in there anymore. They're getting spun. You know, that's why we used to call him Dizzy Doherty, because he just gets spun all the time. And, you know, and then having lazy Ndombele beside him who just won't do the work, or Lo Celso, who for me, you know, I think he's better in a three-man midfield. You know, Winks, look, don't get me started on that guy. He's not a defensive guy at all. So, look, Dark Sun G, you're spot on with that, my man. 100% accurate. You know, Skip and Tanganga. And just look, both of them, not absolutely fantastic technically, but they love the club. And, you know, it's all the other stuff that they do, you know, off the ball that I love them. But when they get the ball, they're decent as well. But it's all the stuff off the ball I love from them. And just having passion, desire, willingness, love for the club just shows you the performances you can put in compared to some of the dross and the shit we had to watch last year, Dark Sun G. So absolutely spot on, my man. I really, really appreciate the support. What an absolute legend. Jack, I know you love a bit of Dark Sun G. So have you anything to say to my man?
No, definitely. I love that he, you know, he's definitely, you know, watched the game really well today, David. You can tell with the way that he's seen the movement.
He's probably got 4 monitors.
Yeah, the way he's seen the movement of Skippy and Tanganga, the way he even sees like the effort as well, you know, also the passion clearly. But also I do love that he's saying last season we only had Højbjerg to help. You know, this is kind of, he's then also touching on David at the same time. He's touching on, you know, when we were speaking about last season, that Højbjerg is playing the role of 2 players, you know, and that is what practically tore him apart. It's what, you know, made him, you know, sometimes play the occasional pass, you know, out of bounds or whatever it may have been, just because, you know, he's probably just so exhausted from playing 2 roles. Even when we saw with Denmark, just having Thomas Delaney next to him was just such a huge help to him and brought the best out of him. And maybe with Skippy, you know, it might be a similar kind of situation, just 2 players that really complement each other. And then Tanganga, I mean, what else can you say? Just absolutely world class and just beautiful performance from the man.
Unbelievable. Dark Sun G, I really, really appreciate it, my man. Really, really appreciate it. Maria Williams says, in my opinion, Harry Kane made so many mistakes. The statement he made was too little, too late, and made little sense. Today he was there. Just hide him. Let him go. Look, we let Brian have his say on a bit on Harry Kane.
Good
so, Jack, do you want to have your say?
No, yeah, it's really good to see Maria Williams as well. You know, I feel like, you know, she haven't seen her in the building as much recently. Hope you're keeping well, Maria. She always hits us with that bit of realism, David. She always hits us with a bit of realism. You know, she kind of brings us down to earth. And honestly, she always has such great comments. So, Maria, good to see you. Maybe I missed you a bit in the comments, but yeah, it's just good to see you. And hopefully you're absolutely ecstatic from the win. Yeah, I do think Harry Kane has made plenty of mistakes. His PR team has made plenty of mistakes. If he is actually out the door, then maybe it's just, you know, how it is. And that's actually just what we've been hiding the whole time. If he really isn't out the door, then yeah, just a ton of mistakes on his end. I don't really want to make my decision yet. But Maria, it's really good to see you and welcome to the building. Also, really hope you're absolutely feeling the adrenaline from the win today.
100%. I hope you're pumped, Maria. I hope you really, really enjoyed this victory. I hope you had the feet up, enjoyed it, love. But look, what I will say to you is, look, I know what you're saying by saying let him go, right? Do you know what it is? I think we have more issues that we need to address in order to have a successful campaign this summer. And creating Harry Kane is only adding to them. Now, for me, the whole idea is to take off the problems before you create new ones. Now, look, I can get it. This situation has come up unexpected. Sometimes you just have to roll with the punches, to be fair. With you there. But for me, I would rather keep him for this season, because I don't want to hear any of this. He's not going to be committed. This, that, and the other. He is. There's World Cup round the corner. There's no doubt he's gonna play for Tottenham. Trust me, right? He's not going to tarnish his reputation in that way of not putting it in when he's out there and called upon. But for me, I don't think it's just as simple as saying let him go, because you have to buy in 2 strikers to replace his goals. You probably have to bring in another creative midfielder to replace his goals. Look, as much as people don't want to admit it, trust me, the system that Nuno has set up now, okay, it works with Son up top, but it's going to work with Kane up top too. And it's going to be even better with Kane up top too. I know everyone is pissed off at what Harry Kane has done. We're all human. Name me one person who hasn't made a mistake in life. You know what I mean? I'll tell you they're lying, because they are. Everyone makes one mistake. And I'll be honest with you, it's a big mistake to make. But at the end of the day, look, let's not let it overshadow what the guy has contributed to the club, what this guy has done for us, the heights he's brought us to. You know what I mean? Yes, along with the rest of the squad and Pochettino and stuff like that, but he's been an integral part of it. For me, I think we're better off keeping him until next season, selling him off then early in the summer transfer window. Then it gives you time to get your replacements in, create your whole new system and your way of playing, and take it from there and have them in before preseason. To me, I just think that makes sense. But Maria Williams, I'm of that opinion of the likes of Winks and players like that. Just let them go. Just let them go. So I can understand where you're coming from with the let them go thing, and it's a fair comment. I really appreciate the super chat, Maria. Really, really appreciate
it. Can I just add to that very, very quickly? What I would love to do, obviously there's rumours of Kane signing this new contract, but there may be a release clause.
Well, it was supposed to be before the game, so
but what I want to do, if that is on the table, obviously we don't know, I want to call Harry Kane's bluff and say, do you know what, we'll put in a release clause of 100 million, but if we get top 4 or win an FA Cup, that's null and void and you stay, because we've given you a trophy and you're back in the Champions League football. Then you'll see if he really is committed and was going to work towards us hitting those heights, or if he just wants out.
100%.
So I would love it. It's all nice to say, yeah, we'll give you that clause. But you know what? If we give you that clause and you can go, but it's on the condition, maybe not top 4, you know what I mean? Top 4 or an FA Cup. Yeah. Call his bluff. And then if he says, well, no, then it's like, you know what? Get out. You're gone. And if he signs it, he's got that extra motivation and he's got that added grit in his teeth to try and get us over the line. Let's see how much he loves us.
Look, I do still think he loves us, though, Brian.
I do, but let's put it
I do still think he loves us. I do still think he loves us, man. Dark Song G21 says, I think Ali did well for his fans and girlfriend. Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. We're going to touch on Dele Alli. Look, yeah, I think he done well, man. We've seen a side to him that I didn't think I'd ever see from Dele Alli, and I'll let you know further in the show what that side is. But yeah, look, I think he done all right today, to be honest with you. And we have Baked Bobby. Love the name. I guess I know what you're into. And says, I don't mind Kane going if we get 150 million or cash and Laporte. No, look, I can get it. I totally get it. Some people are just bummed out by the situation. They don't want him here. Yeah, get him gone. Look, if Man City offer 150 million or 120 million, 130 million plus Laporte, I suppose you can't really turn it down, can you? At the end of the day, we live in a world where everything has its price. So, yeah, look, I can get what you're saying, Big Bobby. And, yeah, thank you so much for the support, my man, and enjoy your evening. Everyone else, like I said, I'm going to keep getting everyone's comments up. You want to jump the queue, just get your super chats in, guys. Keep helping supporting the channel. You're all amazing. But, look, let's get into the next player. What I might do is, no, I suppose we're all going to have to answer the questions because we're all going to have a lot to say. But, Jack, look, we'll start with you on this one. Jaffet Tanganga has the option to go out on loan. But after today's man of the match, and yes, I said man of the match performance, should we tell Galatasaray where to go, basically piss off, and that do you think Jaffet Tanganga should be our right back going into this season?
Yeah, David, I think he's an absolute must. He's an absolute must in the squad. I mean, he's practically, after the recent performance that he had there, he's almost undroppable after that last performance, you might even say.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, just such a leader by example, in his performance. Maybe I would just tell Galatasaray, David, there's an Irish sensation. He gets a, Dizzy Doherty that's in the ranks, maybe even Bobo the Clown. They're absolutely capable of, I think, putting in a good performance in Turkey. I would say, actually, Serge Aurier, he would actually, be pretty up for some of those games in Turkey. He kind of seems like a guy that, be kind of up for those really intense matches, in the derby games, because, Serge Aurier on his best day isn't a half bad fullback, can actually be quite good. So I would say, maybe offer, Serge Aurier or maybe Dizzy Doherty instead.
No, 100%. 100%. And Jack, do you want to speak a little bit maybe on his performance and, the man of the match for our reward quite rightly deserved?
Yeah, definitely, David. I think the reason he deserved that man of the match is simply in the way that he already started the game, right? We noticed in that he set the tone with the way he was just, not letting Grealish turn in the first 5 minutes. He was not letting him practically breathe, like you have even said 1,000 times. He's practically want to carry him home with him, put him in the trunk, and take him home with him. But that only was just kind of the tone that he was practically setting for the whole squad. Like, nothing is going to be easy for this team. Nothing is going to be, taken for granted. They're not going to be able to turn and look every single time and play ball in behind. They're going to have to work for it, and and he just never made it easy for him. And also as well, Jack Grealish, he doesn't, he does go down easily, but he doesn't, mind the contact. But I think he actually even got into Jack Grealish's head with how many times he was bringing him down. He seemed to make him actually very frustrated. Probably wasn't letting him to be able to think, about how he could, rotate in the game. It seemed like, Jack kept looking behind him, probably watching, Tanganga following him. So I think that's probably what made him the man of the match, David, is you're taking out one of the best players in the Premier League last season, someone that was practically unplayable in Jack Grealish. And Jack Grealish on a Man City team with De Bruyne, even at one point, David, Tanganga was handling De Bruyne and Jack Grealish at the same time. He was handling Sterling and Jack Grealish at the same time. The idea that a guy could handle he could handle the best players in the world, practically some of the best players in the world at the same time, just on his own, is just unbelievable. That is definitely why he had been the man of the match.
No, it is. It's insane. It's insane. And look, I will get Brian's thoughts on Tanganga, and I'll give mine as well. We just have a couple of super chats to get to here. And the first one is by my man, Philip Brady. Philip, my man, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this result, my man. Honestly, join me on the pre-match pump-up as well. They even loved him over on We Are Tottenham TV. And he was confident going into it. He was cocky. I absolutely loved it. And I was just about to say, there's nothing better when Jack's speaking and he has that cockiness as well. He does make me chuckle. I do love it as well.
Big up, Philip,
my man. I really do hope. Sorry, guys. Honestly, I've been talking for nearly 8 hours straight now. My voice is going a bit. That's why I'm flat out flooding the system with the water. But guys, Philip says we got our Tottenham back today. Philip, we did. You told me it was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. The two Irish boys, we sat there believing, and we got what we wanted, my man. He says immense performance from the team, and the fans were magnificent. Philip, honestly, it brought a tear to my eye. Even after, Jack, remember when I was just sitting there, I was like, lads, it's 6:30 Sunday evening. It's full stadium, singing our boys after a win. The camera was panning sunny and with the fans in the background. Honestly, Philip, it was emotional to see everybody back. I've missed it. Look, as much as I thank them for providing us with football and stuff to watch during the lockdown, it's nothing without the fans. We learned that. And look, some of the owners learned that the hard way as well with the whole Super League nonsense. It's nothing without the fans, my man, and I absolutely love it. And he says, we made the champions look very ordinary today. My man, yes, we did. Look, I'll be honest, first 15, 17 minutes, we got absolutely peppered. After that, it was, it was an even game. And then second half, I'll be honest with you, we just came out the blocks, we destroyed them, we went at them. We just went at them. We didn't let them settle. We were aggressive and they couldn't handle it. They wanted the game done over in the first 15, 20 minutes, put it to bed, have an easy little pass around training session. Didn't quite happen like that, did it, Pep? You little prick. Anyway, Philip, I really, really appreciate it, my man. Really, really appreciate the super chat, my man. Really appreciate
it. Hope to see you for the fan
show
tomorrow, Philip.
I hope you're sitting there, banging the drums, drinking your cans, enjoying the result, my man. I really do. Big yourself up, Philip. Jerome is back again, my man. Absolute legend. Jack, he says, Galatasaray can piss off. Jaffa is going nowhere. They can have Aurier or Doherty on loan. What do you say to Jerome? Jerome, great super chat, my man, actually. Why can't we send Wilder them instead of Tanganga? Jack, what do you say to Jerome?
I think Jerome is, he's feeling what I'm feeling, is that maybe, we have two, backup right backs, backup right backs, you might say, that, might be perfect for the Super League, the Turkish Super League, maybe to Galatasaray, maybe to Besiktas as well, who knows, maybe to a Fenerbahce, send them on over to the scum with Ozil, it really would be, it really would be maybe the ideal location for them, but I don't think Jaffet is on the menu, David. He's not a player that would be on the menu for me, and I think Jerome feels the exact same way, so big yourself up, Jerome. Really appreciate the support as always.
No, 100%, Jerome. Absolute legend, my man. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, look, 100%. Why not send Daria and Doherty? Jerome, maybe you can get on the phone to Paratici and let him know for us, my man, Jerome. Absolute legend. I appreciate it. And again, I hope you're enjoying yourself over in Oz. Look,
maybe
Brian,
that's what he's ranting about on the sideline, David Paratici. Maybe that's what he's ranting about. He's probably just screaming, how could this team want this guy on loan? They thought that he could get this guy on loan, probably.
Speaking of which, actually, Jack, did you see the video of Paratici getting involved? Bollocking a player. Absolutely love it. I love it. I love it.
You should have seen Steve Hitchen's shoulder, David. It was bruised after the game because he kept punching it.
Steve Hitchen thought he was watching, what's that film where they're stuck together, Dumb and Dumber. That's what Steve Hitchen looked like, attached to his side. As soon as Paratici got up, he got up. You know what I mean? And but look, honestly, it's great to see that we're all fighting for the one cause. And Jerome, my man, appreciate the support, my man. And look, Brian did ask us before the show, what's the weather like for me and Jack? So we'll ask you, what's the weather like in Australia, my man? And Faz Radfar says, I love Kane, but no player is bigger than the club. We only sell for the right price. I am against new contract with a clause, right price, or 3 years with us. Do you know what? Laying down the law, my man, I agree with you. In a way, we do have to stand firm, lad. At the end of the day, if we want to be the likes of City and as much as it kills me to say it, that other club across London that won the tiny little European trophy over the summer, look, if we want to be like them, we have to keep hold of our best players. I know you can look at Liverpool and say, look, they sold Coutinho, and look, they went on and had success and that. I get that. But we don't have a wealth of players, to be able to cope with a huge loss like that. Look, I know we bet City, but I just think we kind of have to be a bit careful here because it's one game. Look, I'm pumped. Believe me, I'm sitting here right now thinking we can win the league, right? Honestly, I am, right? But look, the thing is, if we're going to be realistic, it's one game. We bet City before without Harry Kane. Son stepped up to the plate. We're used to this. This is not new, familiar territory. In fact, what we call we're veterans at this game right now, beating City without Harry Kane. But the fact is, a matter over the course of a season, it's a bit of a different story. Look, if he goes, he goes. I'm at the point now, I'll be honest with you. If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. That's where I'm at. I do think we should dig our heels and just tell him to F off and go and listen to a bit of Oasis and, get bet up by Ricky Hatton or something like that. That's what I think we should be telling them to do. Singing Blue Moon while they're down in League 2 or something like that. But no, look, for me, I just don't think it's as easy as just sell him. But look, man, I get what you're saying. My man. I really appreciate the support. Guys, thank you so much, everybody, so far. And quickly make sure you do smash that like on it, guys. Make sure you smash the subscribe if you're new as well. It really does help us with the YouTube algorithm. And we're on
laying down the law there, laying down the law. Big up.
Yeah, he is. He's the lawmaker. That's what we're going to nickname him. So Faz, I want you to change your name from now on, not from Faz Radfar, because it's for a person that's dyslexic like me, it's a bit difficult. If you can change your name to lawmaker, we'll know exactly who you are and you'll be a legend as well. Big yourself up, my man. I really, really, really do appreciate the support. Everyone else, keep the support coming in, guys. But look, we'll get on to Brian and get his thoughts on Tanganga. Look, same question I put to Jack. The option is there for him to go out on loan. A, should we tell Galatasaray to piss off? And B, would you have faith of Tanganga being your starting backup, your starting right back for the season?
So, I've said for the whole time, Jaffet Tanganga is a superstar in the making. Pure and simple. And I mean superstar. The highest of the highest. I certainly don't want him going on loan to Galatasaray. And the reason I don't want it, that Turkish league is so physical and so rough that a guy with injury problems, it could be the worst thing for him. Now, the very thought of him going on loan is the most shambolic and pathetic thing I've ever heard. To me, he's a centre-back, but he's our best right-back. And what he's shown in the last 2 games is more than he showed at right-back with Jose. I don't think he was man of the match. I think he's very, very close second because I think Lucas Moura was absolutely mesmerising and outstanding. I think a man said it. There's a great guy in there. He was outstanding. But Japhet Tanganga, do you know what? He set the tone. But when I watched Japhet Tanganga come in with those tackles, it reminds me, have you all seen the film Cool Runnings?
Yes. Yes.
So, you know, I see pride, I see power, I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody. That is Japhet Tanganga. This man is a goddamn unit. He is a goddamn unit. He is a superstar in the making. And as you said at the beginning with Davinson Sanchez and Dyer, and you added the very, very good point of having a rejuvenated Reguilon, a Winks, Jesus Christ,
Jesus,
a Tanganga.
Give me nightmares. We're not seeing that fraud today.
I don't even know why. I don't even know. Tourette, sorry. So it literally came out with Reguilon, Tanganga, Skip, who was helping Højbjerg, like we said, who plays like 3 men every single game. Just having a unit around them, like a shield, made such a huge difference and impact. And like I said, Japhet Tanganga, I mean, if there are any loan offers right now, I hope Nuno is saying, send them a fax saying, guess what? Toodaloo, see you later. Don't come back. He's going absolutely nowhere because he is a star. He is a star. And on that note, I'm going to be listening on my phone. I just need to go washroom and I'll be right back.
No worries, no worries. And Eamon Byrne says, Brian talks so much sense. You're a joy to listen to, my man. Look, if you're enjoying what Mr. Daigle has to say, the link for his new channel, Tottenham on Tour, is in the description, guys. And if you're enjoying what Jack has to say, make sure you follow him because his new channel is dropping this week, boys. So make sure you get a follow on Jack on the Flatcapeurotalk on Twitter. The link is below as well. But look, Jack, we'll keep plowing on here. Look, as Skip coming in beside Højbjerg, giving Pierre the license basically to push forward, as he was everywhere today, Jack. You know, and he got forward as well when we broke, which was very interesting, which surprised me, to be honest, especially against City. So, you know, has Skip coming in, giving Højbjerg that license to get forward?
Oh, absolutely, David. He's absolutely given him that license. And also, even in a way, David, you could also think about it as well. He's given him that, you know, that confidence to be able to go forward, to know that, you know, that he's got someone behind him that will be able to clean up after him in case, you know, maybe someone loses the ball and Højbjerg gets caught out of position. It seems like Højbjerg was even plenty of times, David. Højbjerg was in the box. He was in the 18. You know, he was receiving the ball. He was trying to, at one point, he almost played a beautiful ball across goal to Heung-min Son to tap it in, but Ruben Diaz got in the way. You just think about those moments. It's like last season, we really did not ever see Højbjerg that far, you know, up the pitch and inside the opponent's box, excuse me. And that's simply because with Skippy is able to provide him that sense of confidence, provide them that sense of relief to know that there's a guy that's going to clean up after me. There's a guy that's going to see the game, you know, in case it goes the wrong way. He's going to be able to see, you know, the counterattack from City. And so that's what just made Skippy unbelievable, was just him being able to sit behind Højbjerg and actually be more the cleanup man than even Højbjerg is sometimes. Like, I bet Højbjerg was just absolutely, you know, probably bought him a steak dinner probably after the game tonight, David.
No, 100%. I fully agree. But look, Jack, you know, this probably leads us on to a segment, another little sneaky preview. You know, we might even get into the habit of dropping one a day until we drop the show next week. But another little sneaky preview for Jack. While Brian's gone to the Jacks, this is probably the perfect time to break it out. We have the interview we needed, Jack. So look, I'm going to shut up. This is all about you, Jack. Take it away. Everyone else, sit back and be mind blown.
So listen, guys, I'm actually going to be taking this right out of the page of Pep Guardiola's little crying session in the post-match interview today. He was crying about all the ways that, you know, Spurs were able to take the ball off of him. Spurs were able to kind of, you know, manipulate his kind of possession-based system and, you know, make them lose the ball in certain areas that he would never want them to lose the ball. And he kept ranting about that. And so he kept crying about that, David. So I figured that's what I would kind of focus on in terms of the Jack, you know, tactics kind of stat session. It's really just to be focusing on how we were defending against City, how we countered against City so much. Because you think about it, David, the whole game, we just had these incredible amounts of space with our wingers to be able to dribble at the defenders, to be able to have one-on-ones, 3-on-2s, 3-on-3s. It was simply unbelievable. So this is just going to be kind of a highlight of one of the ways that I think we honestly were able to choke out, you know, the City defense and put them in really bad areas. That being is the way we're starting. If you ever notice, and I believe plenty of, you know, the tacticians probably saw this as well, they practically lined up flat like this and almost really close to each other. It's almost within arm lengths, David, Sonny, Lucas, and Bergwijn. And they wouldn't let any pass through the middle here. And that's why Delhi even would be pushed up a little high and flat as well, to not let any of these passes in the middle be easy for them. And so they would have to go out wide. Mendy then would have to give the ball to Grealish here. Grealish, plenty of times he received the ball in space. Like, we have to admit that, he received the ball in space, definitely looked dangerous. But what often was the case is that Grealish would then have to make a decision eventually. He would have to play the ball into somebody. And so in this scenario, which happened plenty of times, people even said, I think it was even Dark Sun G said, where is Ferran Torres? Like, where has he been this whole game? This is what's been happening to Ferran Torres is Grealish would pick the ball up in space in dangerous positions, but then he would be playing it into a position that probably Nuno thought is like, maybe you think of it as like a trap, David, kind of like a trigger, where you play it into the position that you want them to play it, and then you just take it from there. And we probably saw multiple times, whether it be the center backs right there, David, Sanchez and Dyer, or it be Hojbjerg and Skip, they would absolutely swallow him, and then they would give it off to Delhi. Delhi immediately gives it off to Bergwijn. It was almost just so quick, and then Bergwijn would be showing up in space like this. We saw countless times where he's in the middle of the park, and he has all these options in front of him, and none of the City players there to defend him. And then he usually just dribbled it into space and had to find Lucas or Sonny. Plenty of times it seemed like, David, we didn't put the final ball, correctly. It didn't seem like, we were doing anything in the right way, you might say, in terms of the, that final pass, that final decision. But this is what this is all highlighting, David. It's just the idea that from this kind of trap that we set with Hojbjerg and Skip, we were able to at least then get incredible positions and incredible chances. Like, you would think just chances that we probably in most days would probably want to put away, David. Is that what you're probably thinking? And then, David, maybe touch on, maybe did you notice this whole very flat front three, in terms of pressing from the front, right? A lot of people have called it pressing from the front. Do you think that that's maybe something that's very different about this season with this team?
Look, I like it, to be honest with you. I like it because what it does is it means we're not exposing ourselves in the middle. But what it does, right, is it sets the trap. This is basically exactly what Jack is explaining here is. So when it goes back to it, right, and we go back to City getting the ball, right? Well, what we see here is that, so City have the ball. You cannot pass straight into middle, right? So they have to pass out to the fullback. Fullback then either has the option of running at Tanganga, which, fairness to the Tanganga, he put a stop to that straight away. So that wasn't an option. Yep. So the only other option is to pass it inside into the likes of Grealish, who they're looking for to create things. And we set the trap. You can have it all day you want at the fullbacks. We're going to set the trap. You pass it inside. Hojbjerg, Skip, Dele Alli, we're all onto it. And I do include Dele Alli in that. All got onto it, you know what I mean, and took the ball off them. It was like taking sweets off a baby. Jack, man, absolutely superb analysis, I have to say. It's absolutely brilliant analysis. And like, I'm glad that now we can speak about tactics and also show it as well. But look, we set the trap. Like we can see here. We just set the trap for them. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, David, and I think maybe after this one, we'll just play one more time for the fans here, maybe just to show them the trap and as well the pressing from the front three. Because again, guys, it was almost like maybe something that, David, we might have even learned, practically as kids, where you almost hold a rope or like a string between each other and kind of walk around and make sure that everybody's in the right position. When it comes to that front three, we're going to go just play this one more time, David. That's what practically Bergwijn and Sonny were doing, and Lucas there. They were almost just within exactly, they're parallel with each other. They're completely in line with each other and not letting anything into Fernandinho there or anything into Gundogan there, the dictators of play. And so that's like you were saying, they had to make Fernandinho drop. They then had to make Mendy, receive it out wide. He would have to play a dangerous ball into the middle to Grealish. Grealish usually received it well, but then would probably play, a bit of that trap kind of pass, like the pass that they wanted him to play, and then Bergwijn would just receive it in unbelievable space. David, that's just one of the traps that I think we played. We're about to, open up another one here.
Do you know what? Just quickly before you move on to that.
Yeah, no problem.
It's kind of genius because, look, I call him Hospital Mendy because he's always injured. He plays the first 2-3 games and you don't see him then. He's better off renting a room in a hospital, that guy. But look, Jack, it's genius because Mendy's not going to run with the ball. So he's no option but to pass it inside. So it's absolutely genius by Nuno. Look, he's done it with Wolves, took points off them. I think he has the formula to beat Pep, and he proved it. Absolutely brilliant. And Jack, I love this, man. This is absolutely ace. Everybody, put in the comment section, tell us how much you love this. But Jack,
I have to say, I went to the bathroom and I've come back to Monday Night Football with Jamie Carragher and Phil and Gary Neville. Have I come on the right stream? Jesus Christ, Jack, it's fantastic.
I'm telling you, lad. We're taking this to a new level, lad. I told everybody there was something special coming. You know, I'm waiting
Definitely.
to see the full show put together next week, my man.
This one's going to be a bit of a longer one, but it's still kind of the same principle, David, and the fans here, you know, and Brian, it's still kind of the same principle, you know, putting them in these trap kind of scenarios, like putting them in bad scenarios where we want to win the ball. This scenario, just quickly before I press play on it, we are kind of seeing, you know, basically where this is what City looked like the majority of the game in possession. Grealish and Sterling would kind of do this overload over here and kind of really, they tried to take out Tanganga, like even Brian said, you know, they tried to take advantage of him. They tried to kind of maybe say, look, we'll try to take advantage of this young lad, see if he can step up to the test against these two great players. But no, he absolutely stood up to the test, and they tried to overload him and they couldn't. That meant that also Mendy in certain times too was kind of maybe a bit stuck on where to be because he had so many players over here. This also then left maybe a lot of space in the center of the park that just wasn't occupied. So that meant that any pass that would go into Fernandinho, Torres, Gundogan really was a very dangerous pass. So Sterling and Grealish, they basically were just relying on one-on-ones and kind of playing each other in behind in that area behind Sanchez and Tanganga. They definitely had success with it, but in plenty of times they didn't. And that's why they also lost it in such bad areas. And that's what this is about to show. It's just going to show that this kind of sequence where you see this overload on the left-hand side with Mendy, Grealish, and Sterling. But look, it's like what happens is that then they have to make a decision. Grealish will carry it into the middle of the park, but he's about to make probably, again, another decision where it's a bit of a trap. You know, it's a bit of something that's designed by Nuno and the team where they're going to be able to pounce on some person that's going to be receiving the ball, you know, with his back to goal. And that's what happened. So you see immediately Skippy and Dele immediately swarming this guy. Last time it was Højbjerg and Skip, but this time it's going to be Dele and Skippy. They immediately win it off Gundogan there. And then look at this whole team. I mean, practically they have more players on the other side of the pitch than they do in their own half. And what happened again is that Bergwijn would just receive it in ridiculous space, a ridiculous amount of space and time to make a decision. He would carry it. And eventually, like we said before, there are times when it seemed like he made the wrong final decision or maybe made the wrong pass or maybe it was a bit selfish, but still, he would still find himself in these unbelievable positions where he was able to finally be able to, you know, make decisions and be able to have a bit of freedom and even express himself. I think plenty of times, like I said, the final ball, the final decision sometimes was a bit lacking, but you still have to, again, look at the position that Bergwijn was finding himself in. It felt like a lot of times. Look at the way he's able to then take it into the midfield, take it to the center of the midfield. It's not like we were ever really taking it down the wings very much. We were always dribbling it into the middle of the park. We were always taking it into the midfield, which I also really enjoyed. And again, we can always see is that very pressing front three, that very flat front three that's willing to break at any moment. You know, despite how hard they were working and despite how much they were pressing from the front three, it felt like they were always willing to pounce. You know, it kind of felt like they were always willing to pounce on a counterattack and take the, you know, these 3-on-3 situations as we're seeing here. But, you know, maybe I'll just finish and say again, it's just another example, I think, of what maybe the lesson today for City maybe was just that Nuno played this system where we kind of, you know, we would pounce on certain passes. We would pounce in certain situations that we knew we would probably win the ball back and be able to break on them. And that's what we relied on. And we didn't need possession. All we needed was to be able to find the situations to counterattack at the right time.
Yeah, no, 100%, lad, 100%. And look, it's just another example. Look, I do believe City did try to create the overload down the right-hand side, Jack, with Tanganga, because they probably didn't know whether it was going to be Tottenham or Tanganga. And they've had Joy down that side doing it to us before a few times. So they probably attempted it. But look, you know, Nuno was prepared for it. Nuno, again, set the trap. Look, you can pass it around us. As soon as it goes to Gundogan, that was the trigger. Get out at them then. You know what I mean? Get the press, take the ball off them, and let's get at them. And what Jack is showing you here, guys, over the two clips is exactly what we've done to City all game long. To be able to take the ball off them, to be able to get on the counterattacks that we did. That's exactly what we're showing you here with these tactics, with this. Guys, I really do want to get your feedback on it. Everybody, there's over 200 people watching. If you could get your feedback in the comments and just let us know what you think of it, because, look, you know, it's not cheap to be able to get there for the software for this and stuff like that. You know, I do have someone that made it for me, but I do have to pay for it and stuff like that. And I just want to know whether you think this is something you guys are going to enjoy in the long run, you know, so that we'll keep using it and keep doing it, guys. So I really would love to get your feedback on it. I really, really would. But Jack, it's absolutely amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. And look, a lot of time goes into this, Jack, and I really, really do appreciate the time you put into this to be able to bring this to us today and show people how we were constantly able to turn the ball over and get on the counter.
No, David, Sorry, Jack, can I just add
a bit onto the turnover thing? I mean, what you were just saying about going down the right thing with Tanganga, I mean, obviously it was a ploy, but then when we saw, and City would have seen that Tanganga committed quite a few fouls at the beginning, it would have been a beacon like, let's get him booked, let's get him do this, let's get him do that. But the thing that this clip shows, and what I loved so much about this performance, and the peak Poch, this is what our team did. They worked together as a unit and they stuck to it for 90 minutes straight. Then under Jose, we were so shackled. It was like, I don't know what we're doing. Do we attack? Do we press? Do we stay back? What do we counter? What do we do? But what this team did for 90 minutes, and as Cody Mack said, for the first time ever, pre-Poch, at 70 minutes, for the first time, I was not nervous at all about our fitness. And pulling this off for 90 minutes is a huge big up to the team, but a huge big up to Nuno and his team to get this implemented in such a short space of time with players coming back gradually. It's such a wonderful thing to see. And these wonderful clips that Jack's done just highlights that they're buying into what Nuno says.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like I said, guys, please put your feedback in the comments and let us know what you think of it, and is this more what you want to see? But big up, Jack. I really, really do appreciate it, man. Absolutely. I told you guys to be prepared to get your mind blown, and Jack's blowing it. You know, absolutely blowing it. So big up, Jack. I really, really do appreciate that, my man. We have Brian C with the big super chat. Brian, I really, really do appreciate it. My man, actually, I hope you're enjoying this game today, my man. Let me know how you watch this game. Are you in a nice fancy hotel away with the missus, you know, having a few pints? Or are you chilling at home with your feet up, you know, eating stuff that you shouldn't be eating, all the bad stuff, all the wrong stuff, enjoying the game? My man, I hope you enjoy today's victory. And Brian C says, what a day. Here's to the Nuno manager bounce. Hashtag Nuno manager bounce. And our players who give it all on the pitch today. So good to have you lads for the analysis rather than Sky Sports. Here's to many more of these days. Come on, you Spurs. Brian, that comment has absolutely made my day, man. Yeah. You know, even to, like, you know, be even like with the analysis they do to kind of, you know, try and replicate it and try and bring it to YouTube and for you guys and stuff like that. You know, it's hard. It's hard to do. Trust me, it's very, very hard to do. And I really do appreciate it, and to put us, you know,
thank you, Brian.
It's saying that you'd rather watch us than Sky Sports, my man. It means a lot. It really does. And many, many more these days, my man. And look, I will be in contact. We will be getting something for all the Irish fans, a watch along, live watch along, or something like that. Even if we don't have the equipment to do a watch along, even if we can all just meet up, book a hotel room somewhere for the night, you know, and just go and enjoy yourselves, a lot of Spurs fans together, a bit like what Brian and Cody and all done today, and just enjoy the living shit out of it and absolutely wreck the place, my man. But Brian C, I really appreciate the support. But Jack, you know, he's loving your analysis, my man. What do you want to say to Brian C?
No, it's an honor, Brian C. It's an absolute honor. You've been honestly so incredibly generous to us as well. And then, you know, it really is an honor to, you know, be kind of, for you to accept, you know, kind of this, you know, kind of new addition that we're adding to, you know, some of the analysis. You know, a lot of times, you know, we could be absolutely, you know, chatting complete shit, David, you know, and we could, you know, probably, you know, have, the whole, you know, we could have all the wrong tactics, you know, we could have all the wrong, you know, ideas, but it's good to now have these kind of visual kind of displays for us to be able to kind of, you know, back up maybe what we're saying, to at least explain maybe a bit better for everybody, you know, what we're kind of talking about. And I think it's just good for the whole fan base to be able to maybe, you know, see in a visual way, you know, maybe what a lot of times we're just describing, you know, on a 3-person panel for a 4-person panel. It's just good to kind of, you know, see it in a visual way, just for learning wise, and also just so we can all engage with it. And Brian, I really do appreciate it so much, you know, being compared to Sky Sports. I don't think we're there yet, David, but I do love that Brian's already thinking that we are. It's way too kind, way too kind.
No, look, we're definitely on our way, Jacko. That's what I'll say. I think we're definitely on our way, lad. You know, we're creating something good here at the Irish Hotspur, and hopefully we can keep taking it there. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. Look, you're not going to get wrong tactics. Jack was only, you know, he's only bantering you guys. Honestly, the research that goes into it to make sure that we know their style of play and stuff like that, you have no idea. It's time consuming, but guys, it's something we want to try and bring to you. So I really do hope you enjoy it. And looks like Brian is, my man. Brian, as if you're enjoying it, it must mean that everybody else is. You're a top man, and I really appreciate the support. And look, you know, enjoy this one well into the night. And the Dubs got knocked out of the All-Ireland. Good weekend all around. And the Gooners got absolutely manhandled on Friday as well. What more do we want? What more do we want? It's all good, says Nuno equals the Emperor. Pep equals Admiral Akbar. 100%, my man, 100%. Look, I know who the Emperor is. Admiral Akbar, I'm not 100% sure. But look, all good. I really do appreciate the super chat, my man. I really, really do. I really, really appreciate the support. And we have one more to get to here, guys, and then we'll get back onto the questions. And it's Dark Sun G21 again. My man, really, really, really do appreciate it. He says Ryan Mason's first game against City uses Mr. Passion and Bobo, loses and destroyed. First game against City uses Tanganga and Skip. We outclassed. Jack, he's on it again. This guy must have gone off and done a bit of research.
Nuno's first game against City, yeah, and then again, he's absolutely, destroying us sometimes with some of these stats, David. Stats that we would probably never be able to find. He finds them in the caverns, of his probably his almanac of stats. But, with Ryan Mason's first game, he did use Mr. Passion and Bobo, and he absolutely did get outclassed. It is probably something that we even did kind of, maybe speak about with, the case of Ryan Mason. Anytime he came up against, a very renowned manager, a very famous manager, he would always get absolutely schooled, absolutely outclassed. And now that we have the philosopher, the Jedi himself and Nuno, on the sidelines, there's no wiser man. With Nuno, sometimes the way he looks, Dave, it looks like he's written multiple theses. He probably has multiple doctorates, and whereas Pep, he's just pretending to look that way. Whereas Nuno, he actually does have a doctorate, I even believe. So just absolutely outsmarted Pep today.
No, 100%, my man. And look, Dark Sun G, I really, really appreciate that, my man. And look, great bit of insight for us there. Mr. Passion, no Bobo. Look what we can do, my man. Really, really appreciate you. You're a good man. You do make me giggle, man. You give me a good giggle.
Mr. K explained it, David. Down there, Mr. K
explained
it. He said, General Akbar is from Star Wars. His fleet was wiped out by the Emperor. Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
I don't watch that.
He looks like our... Nuno looks like our Star Wars. He looks like, he looks like our Obi-Wan Kenobi practically, David. He's, he's almost he's our guiding member of the Force. He honestly looks so incredibly wise. He's leading the men. He's leading the 11. He's almost like has his stormtroopers in front of him, David. So honestly, it really is great to see Nuno.
I thought the Emperor was some sort of like Roman king or something like that. Something like a Greek god or something. Some Greek god, something like that. I'm way wrong. I don't watch Star Wars. I'm not a big fan of it. Brian C says, big up, lads. It's well deserved and a lot of work goes into it. No doubt, like David says, we will have our day. And I'm glad you hang on to that quote, man, because we will. And it's coming. It's coming. I definitely feel it. John Neal says, well, what a confident display from the boys today. And you can't buy confidence. No, you cannot, my man. No, you cannot. 100%.
Well said, John.
And there was a comment here from Big Bobby. I like this. He says, I've only followed this channel a week or so, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
That,
people are loving the analysis as well. Marek Jeff Lee says, brilliant analysis, mate. Mark Anthony says, Jack came back from vacation, ready to analyze. Nice job.
Big up, Mark. Cheers, brother.
No, 100%. People are absolutely loving it, man. Absolutely loving it. But look, we'll crack on with more questions. Why not? So look, we'll start with Brian Daigle on this one. We'll start with Brian Daigle on this one, and it's on Ollie Skip, my man. So Skip was, look, for me, immense in midfield today, Brian. I'll be honest with you. Breaking up play, turning ball over. He even decapitated one of the City players at the end, which was nice to see. I love to see that. Just take them out at all costs. And for me, look, he's that midfield hard man that we needed to put in beside Højbjerg. Has he now cemented his place in our starting 11 already, Brian?
150 trillion%. Listen, this guy, when he came through with Poch, we heard big things. Then Mourinho, whether you like him or love him, for Mourinho to say he's a future captain of Tottenham Hotspur, that's a bold statement. He came on in bits and drabs, and you know what? There's times where loans work and loans don't. This loan worked absolutely fantastically. I have a mate who I met here in Toronto who's actually from Norwich and a big Norwich fan. He watches every single game, and he was sending me daily reports of the game saying this guy's an absolute beast. He's an absolute beast. He is incredible. And he's come back in, and he did today in 90 minutes what Winks, Sissoko, and every other person you want to mention have tried to do in a season and a half. And it's just not his presence and helping Højbjerg, which is huge. Højbjerg, we saw, like Jack said, with Denmark and Delaney, he needed someone, because that man, who I love more than life itself, my favourite player at Tottenham right now, Højbjerg is the man. there's no way that he can carry on doing what he does single-handedly. And he needed someone alongside him. And do you know what? It's not just his performance. He's got a footballing brain like Teddy Sheringham, where Teddy Sheringham could see a pass and find a through ball and see something 3 passes ahead of everyone. His reading of the game, of where the ball is going or where the opposition are going, is outstanding. He may not be quick, he's strong, but he doesn't need the pace because he reads everything so well. And then you've got and also I saw in the pre-season friendly, his range of passing is fantastic. Now, from a young Spurs player, I haven't seen a range of passing like it from a youngster, like when we signed Tom Huddleston. And before Tom Huddleston, Glenn Hoddle. Now, I'm not comparing, before anyone gets in the comments, I'm not comparing Skip with Hoddle. I am not comparing Skip with Hoddle. I'm saying his range of passing is just that good. And we've needed someone, we've needed a quarterback. We've got the general in midfield, the Terminator, who will just destroy everything. And he's needed someone to pass that ball onto, to see that pass, or to calm it down. And Skip, without a doubt, is that guy. He is outstanding. I mean, he looks like he's bulked up. I mean, I must admit, I think he's 20 years old. He looks about 63. But he is absolutely stupendous. He played so many games like Højbjerg did. And do you know what? Just to give Højbjerg, we saw what Højbjerg did in the Euros, more aggressive and more upfront. And we have to depend on Pierre to do all the defensive duties and whatever. And I think these two will have such an understanding, and they're rotating, and they both complement each other. And most importantly, it's giving that defense that added buffer, that added cushion that's just going to grow their confidence unbelievably.
100%. 100%. I fully agree with you. Look, I fully agree. Just quickly welcome in Jamie Lee, become a new YouTube member.
I'm just changing rooms because it's fucking boiling in this room.
Oh, no worries, my man. Jamie, look, if you got the white membership, man, fan show tomorrow at 9. I'd love to see you on and hear your opinions.
Big up, Jeff Lee. Big up.
Big up. And a great comment here from Mark Anthony. One stat to look at is the number of fouls. Over the years, we rarely, if ever, committed more fouls than our opponents. Today we did. Smart aggression. 100%. Look, this is what we've been talking about as well. Been too nice to play against. Said it many times. I'm sick of seeing players run at Tottenham players, beating 2, 3, 4 of them, getting a shot off on goal. Just take them out. That's what we've done today, and it worked for us. Absolutely brilliant, Marek. Absolutely love that stat, my man. Really, really, really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Jack, you know, same to you, man, on Skip. You know, he was immense today, man. Absolutely immense. Have we found the right partner for Højbjerg? Again, I speak about balance. You know, like not having a lazy fucker, but like Dembele beside him, or someone like Gio Lo Celso, okay, get stuck in and stuff like that. But he's a bit of a scattergun approach, where Skip, he's intelligent, he reads the games, he's proactive. You know, do you think we finally found Højbjerg's partner?
I think, David, we definitely have found Højbjerg's partner, and especially the fact that it's come from our own academy as well, David. That's honestly unbelievable, especially, you know, well done to Skippy to be able to partner Højbjerg. You know, Højbjerg, David, he's an unbelievable player, but, you know, he's not always the easiest of players to partner. You know, he kind of, you know, he likes to venture forward. He likes to lead the attack sometimes, but he's also definitely seen as, you know, the kind of holding midfielder. He's seen as the general. He's seen as, you know, the destroyer. And to have someone, you know, just be just as aggressive as him, to have him be as just defensively minded as him as well, someone who also sees the game and reads the game really well, like Højbjerg as well. I mean, David, that's just practically impossible to find. Like, and it doesn't just take, you know, it's not like, you know, it's not just, you know, Skip's energy, you know, it's not just, you know, his relentless running. It's just his vision to be able to see the game in front of him, to know when to reach his foot out, to know when to stick the foot out to intercept, to know when to be able to bother a player with his back to goal. It just seems like that other part of his game, it just seems to be really intelligent, and his interceptions are really, really, really intelligent. And I think that's what also really helps Højbjerg. And David, the fact that this, you know, solution has come, you know, from our own academy, you know, and we've let this guy, you know, practically be one of the best players in the championship last season. Now we've integrated him like this and given him this sort of kind of just unbelievable win to remember for the rest of his career. You know, it's honestly such an incredible day for Skippy. And like I said, Højbjerg, with the way he must be finding his new partner, is probably buying him a steak dinner, David, as we speak.
No, 100%. Look, I'm absolutely delighted for Skip. Look, you know, I'll give it to him. Mourinho was probably right loaning Skip out last season. He's come back and it's benefited Tottenham 100%. Look, the guy's ready for first team football. He's become a man. But he always had that in him. Look, Pochettino liked him. Pochettino even used to bring him on for 3-4 minutes when he was a kid, just to try and get him some minutes and get him on the field. So, look, I definitely think this guy has a big future at Tottenham. For me, like I've said it before, I love him in midfield. Honestly, he's a joy to watch. You see Kante, he's proactive. He's always breaking up things. We've got our own, and it's Solly Skip, and it's going to be better than Kante. Mark my words, guys. Mark my words. Actually, in fact, Skip I think will have that much of a good season. And if he does, he could make the World Cup squad,
This is exactly what I was about to say. He will. He will be in the World Cup squad.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it beyond the realms of impossibility. I really wouldn't. But look, guys, we'll move on from Skip there. We'll move on to Dele Alli. I just want to bring this stat up by this guy here quickly about the distance running and stuff. He says, Dele Alli covered the most distance, 11.06 kilometers, and averaged the highest speed, 6.9 kilometers per hour in the match between Spurs versus City. A stat for you guys. Really, really appreciate it, my man. Really, 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 really appreciate that. Good stat. But we'll go to who answered last? Jack. So we'll go to Brian. So, look, Dele has to adapt his game to fit into Nuno's teams. I'm sick of these Dele fanboys, basically saying, we have to fit Dele in, we have to fit Dele in. The days of fitting the system around Dele and putting Dele in, to get the best out of Dele into system is gone. It's gone, and it's down to his own fault. He's now at a point where he has to fit into the manager's plans, and he has to adapt and give the manager what he's looking for in his midfielder. I'll give him credit. He's doing it. I never, ever, ever thought I would see him track back and have the work rate and desire to get in and put the tackles in and that he did today. Unbelievable work rate from Dele Alli. And it looks like he's doing that, Brian. It really does look like that. But what do you think that Dele has changed to be able to fit himself into Nuno's plans?
So, anyone that has watched your last stream or any stream that I've been on all summer, I've been saying he's the number one player I want out the door. Gone. See you later. Ta-da. And the reason being, it's just been 3 years of absolute patheticness. Whether it be his merchandising, whether it be whatever it may be, he's been woeful. And I said, if he comes back to the Dele we know, I'm going to be so annoyed that he's down tools for 3 years. I've wanted him gone, and I still want him gone. But I always, like I say, I will always give credit where credit's due and say, I mean, the first half he did nothing. He offered absolutely nothing.
Compadre, Brian.
And then in the second half, his work rate was something I've never seen from him. It was very, very impressive. I mean, he's damn lucky that flying lunge didn't connect with anyone, in case it would have been a straight red and 3-game ban, because that was hideous. And I'm so happy it didn't make contact with that player, whoever it was, because that was nasty. His defensive work.
That's not what we used to praise Dele for, though, having that bit of nasty streak in him.
Yeah, but no, there was having a nasty streak, David, and giving it a bit rough. And there's a 2-footed lunge near the end of the game that was bang out of order.
I'm a 2-footed guy.
There was right near the end. If you watch it, there's like a karate kick. It's literally like straight out of Street Fighter.
Yeah, but you're hanging on to a 1-0 lead, though, Brian. I really don't mind that.
Well, yellow card, but you know what? Like I said, attacking, he didn't really offer much, which is, let's face it, what Dele Alli is there to do. He did not offer much. And that's what annoys me. But what did impress me today was his work rate, his tracking back, his commitment, his dedication, which is all those subjects are the biggest things we all don't like about Dele. Like, if he's not doing his flicks and tricks or breaking out, he does nothing. But today, he showed a new side to his game. He really did, which was impressive. But what you got to look at with Dele now, we've seen over the last 3 years that he's done this for the odd game, and then we've gone back to just being the old Dele. He has got to consistently show this now, that kind of attitude, that kind of output. I mean, that stat that he was the one that did the most running, I'm amazed by that, and well done for him. This isn't the Dele we know, but this may be the Dele we get to know.
Yeah.
And it was a good first impression of what he showed in that second half, but I still want more from him. He's still got to show it consistently.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Paddy Harnett, my man, he says, Dele had a great game today. End of story. Do you know what? At half time, we were thinking maybe, look, around 60 minutes, take him off, bring on the Celso, let's attack them. I'll be honest, he surprised me second half. I thought he came out the traps flying. I agree with you, Paddy. I think he had a good game today, but I do understand what Brian's saying. He's in there for creativity. He didn't really provide it, I'll be honest with you. At times he was poor enough on the ball. But look, we've come to expect that from Delhi. Look, I'm still of the opinion he has until January. I'm still on that opinion, don't get me wrong. This guy, for me, has till January. I don't want to, after today's performance, just say, yeah, that's it, keep him. I'm not going to do it. He has until January, and he better keep putting in the performances. Dusty Tones with the super chat says, keywords from today's game from me. 100%, man. We were a team, Dusty Tones. I absolutely love it. There's no I in team, but there is a me, But no, look, absolutely love it, man. 100%. It's so true. It's so true. We were a team today, man. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely brilliant super chat, Dusty Tones. I really appreciate the support. Everyone has 241 people watching. Please make sure you smash that like. I can't tell you how important it is. Make sure you smash your subscribe if you're new. We're on the big push for 4K. We're at 3,900, closing in on 3,900. So let's get over that mark today, guys. And look, keep getting the super chats in. Keep supporting the channel, guys. Like I said, we're bringing new, fresh content to you guys. We try our best. What comes into the channel, we kind of put back into it, and we're producing the likes of Stats with Jack and stuff like that, guys. So keep getting the support in, guys, and we'll keep producing this amazing content. Everyone else, I know not everyone is in a position to do it, so don't worry. I will bring up your comments on screen. Do not worry about that. Jack, same to you basically on Dele Alli. Look, what do you think he's changed to be able to fit into Nuno's plans?
Look, David, I might be a bit delusional here when it comes to David, or when it comes to Dele. I might actually normally I kind of gripe on him. Normally I kind of am a bit hard on him, but this time I am gonna where credit is credit due. I'm gonna say to him, I think he's probably turning into more of an industrious kind of midfielder than maybe we're kind of used to. We kind of thought of him as kind of, somebody that kind of played off of the striker, but he's probably now realizing in order to get, his chance in Nuno's squad, he's going to have to play a different role, David. He's going to have to do a different type of, system. He's going to have to be, a different type of midfielder. He's going to have to even, David, maybe I'd go as far to say turn into a midfielder because, before he almost was, just right.
Well, when he first came, in his first I think in his first season, wasn't it? His first
played
season,
a bit of a center mid.
He played deeper.
He did play deeper. Yeah. And then he kind of moved away from that. And maybe he almost let it get to him and kind of thought that maybe, that kind of old, kind of tenacious, kind of defensive midfield work from before he probably thought was above him or something, or beneath him, actually. And I might go as far to say, David, that he's actually turning into maybe an industrious midfielder, maybe tapping back into, a bit of the old Dele in terms of the work rate. But as well, David, he might just be realizing that he needs to fit Nuno's system, and this is what he has to do every game in order to be in Nuno's squad.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more with that, man. And look, hopefully the bells in his head have been ringing. I just want to take this comment from Mr. Edwardson. Lunging in two-footed is not how Tottenham are traditionally known to play. Like, Tottenham has historically been known as clean, disciplined, like England. So Dele needs to quit with that. But look, what I will say to you is over the years, what have England won? What have Tottenham won? Absolutely nothing. Nice guys don't win a thing. You have to be horrible. You have to be mean to play against. Any team that wins stuff, they all know how to do the dark arts. And by all means, most of the time they play pretty, but they're well able to dig in deep and be ugly if they have to be. And we have to do that. And that's what we've done today. So I don't want to hear any complaints about the
no, David, I think what you need to do, I mean, obviously you'll watch Match of the Day 2 or whatever it is again. When they show that near the end and you see that lunge and you watch it again, it is disgusting.
No, look, I get it, right?
It's disgusting.
I get it. But look, I'm not here to play Mr. Nice Guy and, he's lunged, it's disgusting. I couldn't give a shit about other teams. I'm Tottenham Hotspur. Well, I don't care. At the end of the day, we're 1-0 up. I don't care. I've said this many times. We've all said it about Harry Winks last season, about West Ham when they got that shot off last game to equalise 3-3. Take him out 2-foot the fucker. So we can't say it for Harry Winks and not say it for Dele Alli. For me, I don't care whether it's disgusting. Yeah, there's fair play in sport and everything else. Couldn't give a shit about that bollocks. At the end of the day, we're 1-0 up and he's trying to protect the lead. I'd rather see my player lunge for a ball than not make a tackle. I'll be honest with you. Some people call it disgusting. I get it. Yeah, it's not nice, but it happens. It's a contact sport. What do people expect? That's just my opinion on it. Call me harsh, whatever you want, but look, at the end of the day, you're defending a 1-0 lead. You can't say about Harry Winks, oh, you should have two-footed him, took him out, this, that, and the other, and then call Dele Alli disgusting. At the end of the day, look, Dele Alli's always had that nasty side to him. The best Dele Alli at Tottenham has had that nasty streak in him. And look, if that's what, like for me, look, I can see your point, but I'm not really going to sit here and condemn it. I'll be honest with you. For me, I'm not going to sit here and condemn it. I actually like it. Not like it as in, look, obviously if a player got hurt, you'd be thinking a bit different about it. But at the same time, it's a contact sport and stuff like that happens. Look, I just sick of Tottenham being Mr. Nice Guys, and to be honest with you, I actually like the fact that we're a bit horrible like that. I really do. But look, moving on. We'll go back to Brian with this one. Now that we have spoke about the defensive midfield, Brian.
Yep.
Look, last season we had no solid defensive partnerships, no midfield partnerships, and the squad was very, very unbalanced. But look, our squad today and in our performance, you can see we had balance, we had cohesion, and we formed some good partnerships. Just how important is it for a squad to be balanced and form and have good partnerships?
I mean, it's the key to everything. I mean, the most important partnership to me is goalkeeper and two centre backs. That is the cornerstone to everything. And do you know what? If you watch that show, The Overlap, with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher and Roy Keane, they started speaking about Kane going to United, and they started talking about Gary Neville when he was in there. And Gary Neville said, listen, I wasn't the greatest player, but when you put a Ferdinand, a Vidic, a Keane, a Carrick, a Cole, a Sheringham, a Beckham, a Giggs, it starts to make that player, that's a team. And the thing I loved about Poch, especially after interviews, if Kane scored a hat-trick, if Son scored a hat-trick, if Eric, and they say, how good was he? He used to say, do you know what? It's not about that. It's about the team. It's about the team. It's about the team. And it's all well and good playing as individuals, and the individuals shine through. But when you do it as a team, and you see it as beautiful as you did today, it goes to show that teamwork, like attitude and effort, just goes to show will overcome talent if you do it the right way.
Yeah.
And it showed today in abundance. I mean, we'll come to Bergwijn, I'm sure. I think Bergwijn had a great game today. All right, he should have scored the second goal. But what he did fantastic. The movement, the work rate, the effort. There is not a player you could talk on that pitch that you could say had a bad game. And why? Because of the partnerships, because of the teamwork, because of the trust they have with each other. And it was just so refreshing to see, especially with all the hype about this game, with the Kane stuff, and it being the champions. You got to remember, we didn't have a few players. They didn't have Walker, Stones, whatever. Well, that's first game of the season. A lot of people always said it's brilliant to play them first game of the season rather than October, November when they're in their stride. And you know what? They didn't look like a team today. They looked like they're going for Grealish, going for Sterling, and that was it. But today, 1 to 11, you just saw how important partnerships and trust and effort and commitment works, and it overcome everything, and it's vital and so refreshing to see after the year of complete opposite of what we've just seen.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Keenan Shaw quickly says here, can we get Sanchez and Dyer praise? My man, we've already gone through it. We've already praised them, my man. Believe me, we've given them praise, the praise they deserve. Look, on this channel, I like to think we praise them when it's due and we criticize them when it's due, my man.
Praised them in the beginning, So just go back to the beginning of the show. You know, they were the first people we practically talked about. So yeah, we praised them right in the beginning. So, you know, maybe you just missed it. But yeah, if you want to check in on that, it was definitely right in the beginning of the show.
100%. And look, same to you, Jack. Look, you're a tactical guy. You're a stats guy. You like to analyze things. You must know the importance of having, just like Brian was saying, like having balance and having formed partnerships to a team. The importance of it.
Yeah, David. I mean, partnerships are extremely important, but it's also as well, though, I think, maybe what we really showed today was just, bringing out the best in every player. Sometimes we talk about how much we cater to certain players, but sometimes the reason you cater to players is simply just to bring out their best abilities. And we practically did that all over the pitch. You think with Tanganga, we gave him practically all of the defensive burden, all the defensive responsibility. He's absolutely stoked. He's absolutely up for that. If you asked him, to be a bit more offensive, he'd probably be a bit uncomfortable, wouldn't really know what to do with it. And then you look into the midfield there, we asked Hojbjerg and Skippy to work together, and Skippy to actually be a bit more of kind of a dictator in kind of in the middle of the part, kind of dictate the play and, kind of tell players where to go, where to move, and dictate it from there. Whereas Hojbjerg was kind of just being the general, just being kind of the destroyer. And it's something that, just it's like bringing out the best in every player, David. That's what really also partnerships can be is, like, listen, this is what I'm good at and this is what you're good at. How can we get the best out of each other for that? And you probably saw that in the case of Bergwijn and Lucas even. With Lucas, he's someone who's actually really good at taking on players, someone that's able to just drive on his own, take player on after player on. Whereas with Bergwijn, he's someone that's actually really comfortable almost playing in behind, being the guy that slipped in behind, someone that has the pace, to get by his player from a pass. And so it seemed like, it's just a bunch of partnerships and, maybe realizing, which players, have their strengths and which ones don't. And you probably saw that and all over the park today, even with Delhi, David, Delhi, had to make a bit of a sacrifice for some of the partnerships that he had with players. He had to realize that, I can't do all the flicks and tricks, even though that's what I want to do. I have to actually put in a shift so that we can get the best out of Hojbjerg, so we can get the best out of Skippy, so we can get the best out of Lucas. Probably Delhi was even realizing, Lucas is more the number 10 now for this team, and he's going to have to, honor that partnership with him. It's just sacrificing for each other, David. Those are the partnerships.
No, do you know what? I love it. Sacrificing for each other. You're bang on there. Sacrificing for each other. I love that, Jacko. What's the story? Says great result, but we still need a couple of midfield players. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd like to get another midfield player in this window if we can. Look, that a player that I know you like, James Ward-Prowse. Apparently,
love him.
Around. Let's see if we can do it. Exactly. Look, he's a free kick specialist as well, something we can definitely do with dead ball specialist. Ganesh Prabhu says, great stream. Really appreciate it, my man. Really appreciate the support. What an absolute legend. Will Stewart with the super chat. He says, where are you watching? Where are you watching? Where are you watching Harry Kane? Absolutely love it, Will. Absolutely love it. Look, Will, be interested to hear your thoughts, man. Look, I'm only going to go for another few minutes and then I'm off. You don't even have to super chat, lad. Just put it in the chat and I'll bring them up. On what you think it means for Kane, lad, because that is going to be one of my next questions coming up. Just let me know what you think. What you think Kane not being involved today means for him. Do you think he's sitting at home, maybe stewing, maybe tempting, maybe to stay? Who knows? Well, let me know. But I appreciate the support, brother. Really appreciate it. And who else have we got going on here?
Gary Bradbury. Yeah, sorry, David. Sorry, David. It took you out of it. Gary Bradbury is the new channel member, David. Hopefully, everybody as well. The fan show is tomorrow. Please check it out. Please be on the lookout for it. Probably smash that notification bell, David. So that you don't miss it. So that
player ratings coming out tomorrow as well, Jack. First time
player
ever.
Ratings are coming out tomorrow. We're doing a pre-recorded video for player ratings, and then we're going to hit you with the fan show as well, so you can give us all that ecstasy, all that adrenaline that you were feeling today from the win, and you can give it all to David and I. We'll have some questions for you, but we'll also, let you kind of, rant about what you want to talk about, for the fan show. So please, everybody, keep a lookout for the fan show tomorrow, as well as the player ratings.
100%. Couldn't agree more. And I can't wait to see everyone's reaction. I want to see big smiles tomorrow, guys. Big smiles. And look, we will be dropping player ratings tomorrow as well. Get over and check that out once we drop it. Let us know your player ratings in the comment section below once we do drop it as well. It really is valued, so big yourself up. I want to say 282 people watching. Usually the later it gets, the lower it goes. But it seems to be the later it's getting, the higher it's getting. You guys must be all crawling in from the pub or crawling in from getting home from the game. Guys, make sure you do smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button if you're new. We are on the big push for 4K. And look, like I said, I will get everyone's comments up, super chats and that. They do skip the queue, and it is a great way to support the channel. Look, I'm just going to throw this question at Jack, and then I'll throw the next one on to Brian. But Jack, Bergwijn had a massive opportunity in the second half to finish City off, and prevent basically a nerve-wracking, end to the game. Look, we know he missed the 2 against Liverpool, last season, and we got repercussions for that. But look, you know, how important is it? And is it like a timely reminder to Bergwijn that he can't be missing these big chances when they come his way in these games?
Yeah, David, it's kind of well phrased there. It is a bit of a timely reminder, a bit of a healthy reminder as well, you know, that, you know, you can put away the game and you have to concentrate with putting away the game because you are kind of relieving not only, you know, our, you know, heart rates and our own anxiety from the game, but he's also, you know, helping out his players, helping out, like we said, you know, the players that we were speaking about before that he's sacrificing for, the players that you're working, you know, hard for, the player that you're putting in the tackles for. You have to reward them, you know, you have to give them that sense of relief, you know, give them that sense of ease because he practically just made their job, you know, even more stressful, even, you know, a lot harder. And we have to be able to bury those chances. I think, you know, before it used to be the case last season where like the chances that we received were only, you know, through Harry Kane and Son, and Harry Kane and Son are absolutely ruthless when it comes to those chances. But now we're giving a lot of these chances to the likes of Bergwijn, to the likes of Lucas, you know, to Dele, and they're going to have to maybe learn to be a bit more clinical to learn that, you know, they need to actually, you know, put away these chances, not only right for, again, for our own heart rates, but as well for, you know, the players so that he can, you know, get that bit of confidence. But David, I think it's just a bit of concentration for him, maybe quickly. I think it's just a bit of, you know, thinking, you know, like I said, with Lucas, sometimes the way Lucas, you know, dribbles at players, it's almost like he's doing it in slow motion. It's almost like he's thinking about it in slow motion, the way he takes on every player. I think Bergwijn could probably think about it that way. And when it comes to finishing, sometimes just think about it in slow motion. Don't overthink it. Just make the decision on how you want to do it and do it. And sometimes he just seems to overthink it. He seems to sometimes even shoot it a bit too late, I would say. He always seems to shoot it very late. And I, to be honest, David, I think he'll probably get the confidence. The fact that we won today, the fact that we got the clean sheet and got all 3 points, I think he's probably elated from that. And I think he'll probably be able to bury it next time. But yeah, a very healthy reminder and a timely reminder, like you said.
No, 100%. Look, I hope so. Hopefully, look, we got away with it today, and hopefully, you know, he goes out to the training ground, works on the finishing, and rectifies that. Look, you know, I nearly got through the whole stream without Brian going off on leave. Nearly got through the whole stream. Nearly set a world record here between Tottenham YouTubers. Getting Brian, we're on 1 minute 50 without him going on a Levy rant. Brian Ireland, you have to admit, this is an impressive feat. This is an impressive feat. No, look, we've brought you bad, Brian, and now we've brought you happy, Brian. What more do you want? Yep. You know, we've brought you happy, Brian. Look, he's had a good day out. He's met up with Cody Mack. You know, they've had a good day out, and we beat Man City. So I don't think we are going to get a bit of Levy rant, but I think my dad's trying the best here, Brian.
Put it this way. Today's about Tottenham and about Nuno and the team. But I am telling you now, if Kane does go to City this week or before the window, and as I said, the man that said he won't sell to a Premier League club and then sells to a Premier League club, believe me, I will be on every channel and I will be going on. Put it this way, it will make the Levy rants I've been on feel like I've just settled world peace. That's how nuclear I will be going. And all the streamers that I know, if they're not streaming when that happens, I will be forcing them to get on their channels because I have got a rant of all rants. And one thing I will say, not Levy related, and you've just brought the man up, my partner in crime, Brian Ireland, whose birthday is tomorrow. Tottenham have just given you the best present. And brother, I love you. Happy birthday tomorrow, Brian Ireland.
Yeah, look, happy early birthday, my man. Happy early birthday, and I hope you enjoy yourself, and hopefully the missus looks after you, if you know what I mean, on your birthday too, my man. But look, we'll move on. We'll throw this one at Mr. Dega. Look, Lucas was our main player going forward and on the counter today. He even made some City players look like they were League Two players, Brian. You know, has he now become undroppable?
100 billion%. I said to you on your last show that I think he's going to be our player of the season. I also said, and if you look at it today, I said I think Nuno's going to use him kind of in that Adama Traore role, that when we break and get the ball, get it to Lucas to use his pace, and we did that. I think some of his passes may have been a little bit awry today, but his application, his shithousery, his dedication, his showboating, his athleticism, his stamina, it was a phenomenal performance by a player who I think is not only going to have a huge season. I think we have got the right manager in the right formation, in the right setup, and this is just going to bring more and more. I think we are going to see a version of Lucas that we didn't even think possible. Like, we all remember the Ajax hat-trick, and he'll go down in Tottenham folklore for the rest of his life because of that. But we've always seen that his final decision or his shooting has been, I think you're going to see a complete 180. I think, in all honesty, he is one of the first people on the team sheet right now. I think he has been in sensational form. And a lot of people rightly have been saying that they think Tanganga was their man of the match. And I can see where it's coming from. But I just think Lucas just edged it. I think he was absolutely outstanding today. And I'm so happy for him. And to think at one point we were going to accept, or there may be a bid for him, I'm just delighted that hasn't materialised. And we're seeing a version of Lucas that is just so exciting to see. And I think, literally, like I said, our player of the season, I'm calling it now. That's how good I think he's going to be this year.
Interesting. Look, we'll clip that and play it back to him at the end of the season. Clip it.
Please do.
I only messing. Will Stewart says Kane's price just went up £30 million, mate. I won't make him want to stay, but we'll definitely make it harder for him to leave. Will, brilliant comment. I agree with you. We need to try and make it more or less impossible for Harry to leave. Look, we're in command. We've 3 years left in his contract. We don't actually have to sell. Guys, we are 4 likes away from 200 likes. You know, what miserable person out there hasn't smashed that like? Come on, smash that like button, guys. And we're 4 subscribers away from 1,000 or from 3,900. So if there's 4 people in here that are not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and make my day. You know, overnight we've gained about 100 subs. It's an incredible rise, guys. So, you know, keep smashing that subscribe button, guys. Keep smashing it. Jack, do you want to have your say on Lucas Moura's performance today, my man?
No, David, I've said this a million times, and I'll say it a million times more. You know, with Lucas, you know, the way he takes on players, like I said, it's almost like he's doing it in slow motion. And since he's doing it in slow motion, David, you know, it's almost a bit unfair to some of the players he's doing it to. I mean, they have families, they have beds that they have to go to. You know, they're probably thinking about Lucas, every time, just looking at the number 27, every time that when he's passing them, they're probably just still, in their dreams, probably reaching out for his jersey still. And also, David, some of the tackles that he puts in, it's just, not only is he just skinning you constantly, not only is he embarrassing you constantly on the ball, but then he's honestly pressing you the whole game. Like, how annoying must that be? A guy that's just willing to, meg you in the most, embarrassing of situations, but then right after it, try to just press you and win the ball off of you. And even he's always, David, sometimes he's not even close to the ball and he'll still reach a foot out. He'll still just stick his leg out, just to make it a little bit harder for the player. He's honestly, David, he's almost like a mosquito in that sense, where it's just, you can't get rid of him. You can't find him. And he's just all over the pitch as well. I mean, the favorite thing, David, is just, it really is fascinating how good he is at cutting inside, how good he is at just being comfortable in the middle of the park. He can receive the ball with back to goal and know exactly where all players are behind him at once. It's almost like he's taking screenshots, in the back of his head. He really does have eyes on the back of that beautiful head sometimes, with how he knows the player is about to step on him. He's just, it's ridiculous, David. And I'll say it again, Lucas, these players have families, you need to take it easy on them every now and again. You need to realize, you can relax and you don't have to, embarrass them like this all the time. It's just, it's a bit unfair, especially considering that the City fans, the reason they had nothing to cheer about was just because they were just so concerned for their players after what Lucas had been doing to them the whole match.
Yeah, no.
Just another thing with him, I have to say, before I forget, a great supporter of all the channels mentioned this, and I wanted to bring it up. It's from Aussie Tots Bryce, who made the point. I saw the audacity of Jack Grealish to try and start a ruck with him near the end, for whatever reason it was being, whether it was diving or too many fouls. I mean, the hypocrisy
it was absurd,
of that at the end was just ridiculous.
Lucas also just absolutely outplayed him. He skinned plenty more players than Grealish did. Absolutely was far more scintillating on the ball to watch than Grealish was. And then again, right, all the times that Grealish went down because his hair product was messed up a little bit because someone breathed, near the back of his neck. It just seems to be, just a really disgusting trait of his that he just would, even speak to Lucas. The fact that he's even allowed to speak to Lucas with the performance that he had, David, honestly unreal. I would not even dare to even speak to Lucas because he absolutely outplayed him.
Harry Winks probably got on to Lucas. Don't be messing with my Jack like that. You know what I mean? No, look, Lucas. Look, everyone knows my thoughts on Lucas. I'm going to keep it short and sweet for me. Look, I think the guy I've highlighted time and time again all over preseason. It's and he likes to cut in off the right hand side, pick up the ball in them central areas. He's done it today. Just drove at them. Just old fashioned wing play. drive at them and beat your man. It's all Lucas does. It's old fashioned. This is the thing. Everyone wants to make it out like it's new and it's skillful. This is what wingers used to do 10 a penny back in the day. Old fashioned skinny man and put a ball in the box, end product. It's what all good wingers should do. And I'm absolutely delighted with the guy. I'm absolutely delighted with him. And I think he will have a massive season with us. I really do. Let's welcome in KJ Warwick. He says, just got off work and joined in, absolutely buzzing. Lad, I hope you got to watch the game. I really hope you got to watch the game, man. We're all buzzing, my man. We're all buzzing. Tottenham are back, baby. The Smasher, 18 dislikes. Yeah, look, that's probably 15 Arsenal players, Jack Grealish, Raheem Sterling, and, Nate and Ake, because they don't like the way I talk about them probably, or Pep Guardiola. That's who the 18 dislikes. But you know what? The joke's on them, because a dislike counts the same as a like. So thank you very much, City fans. You absolute morons. You absolute wet white melons. I absolutely are. Not only did you chase around Harry Kane and we still beat you, but you put a dislike on all the Tottenham streams and it counts like it's another win. So it's another win for us, Tottenham, over you City guys today. I love it. You absolute melons. Dusty Tone says, with the style of football that Nuno brings, can you see fatigue being an issue later on in the season? Good question. Very good question. Yeah, look, we have seen it time and time again. It's kind of like the thing you throw at Leicester sort of thing, they kind of phase out towards the end of every league campaign, and lose their Champions League place to phase out of the top four. And yeah, teams do tire out. But what I will say there, that's where the squad depth comes in. That's where you need your youngsters throughout the campaign to be able to step in for the likes of the cup games, FA Cup games, and stuff like that, to be able to take the burden off these senior players. So, look, I think if Nuno gets the squad selections over the season spot on, I think we should be fine. But look, I'm hoping Dusty Tones, even if it does reach that stage, 33, 34, 35 games, starting to look tired, let's hopefully top four is already in the bag.
We're just 30 points ahead in the table, David. Let's just hope for 30 points ahead in the table, and also as well, people kind of were thinking Bielsa burnout was the thing. It definitely was the case in the championship, Bielsa burnout, but definitely was not the case last season for them in the Premier League. So you could think about it that way as well. Bielsa definitely values fitness. He really values fitness in his teams. Maybe with Nuno, it might be a bit similar, where in the Premier League, maybe the burnout isn't as much of a case.
No, it's not. It's not 100%. Big up Dusty Tones, my man. I really, really do appreciate the support. Guys, we are going into the last few questions here now, guys. The last two questions. Please, look, it's been a long day. I still have to go and have my dinner. Pie and some chips for me today. Chicken and ham pie with some chips. Going to be very, very nice. Don't debating whether to put a bit of gravy on my chips or just go with the old, maybe a bit of coleslaw and cheese. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, guys. Maybe you can make up my mind for me. But, look, guys, please make sure you do smash that like, the subscribe. We're 3 subscribers off reaching 3,900. We've broke the 200. We're well into 200 on the likes now. And guys, like Dusty Tones here, please keep getting in the support, guys. You've no idea how much it means. And you'll see with Jack's with stats that what we're putting back into the channel, guys. You really, really will. But look, we're going to move on now. A question here for you. We'll go to who spoke last? Jack spoke last. So we'll go to Brian. Brian, is Son our new main man for the big occasion? And, is he the guy that we can depend on now in the big occasion? And is he ready to be the poster boy of Tottenham Hotspur and take the baton from Harry Kane?
That's a lot of big questions. A lot of big questions.
That's all I do over here.
If the question of is he ready to be the poster boy, I mean, that's already the easiest answer in the world. 1 billion% yes. I mean, the global market around him, and not just the global market. You could not meet a nicer guy in football. Everyone near him says the same thing. He is, without a doubt, the next poster boy. He is going to be the next main man when Kane goes, like it or not. He is the big attraction. One thing I will say with him, I mean, on Bob Spurs TV yesterday, went through a few stats that his passing went under the radar, obviously with Kane. But one of the things that did come out, Bob Spurs read a fantastic private message from someone saying, when you looked at Son's goals last season, 14 of them were scored in the first half, and 3 were scored in the second half for the season of the Premier League. And you got to remember, in that first half of the season, he scored 4 on the second game. So what I was saying is, obviously, what we did with Son last season, as we do with Kane, we overplay them. We overplay them. And if he's going to be more attacking like we saw today, the one thing I saw in the first half is obviously his hold-up play. Unlike Kane, Kane could hold it up and Son would run onto it, whereas no one was running on for Son. And he's more, as soon as he dropped deeper, he became more effective. Now, obviously, when you put Son up front, you need someone on the left, and it could be Brian Gill, or whatever you want to call him. I don't think he can be an alternative as the main man up front, but I just don't think it works. We need another striker, whoever. Don't get me wrong, he can do a job, but I don't think he is the main man. He's not a striker. He's not a Thierry Henry, for what example, changing from a winger to a striker, and away you go. He needs help. Another striker is desperately needed, whether Kane stays or goes. Yeah. But he's just shown his loyalty. He's come back. He's bang on form again. He lights the place up. He gives everything. And we're going to see a different version of Kane, Son this season. I think it's going to be a much better version. But we need to, like you were just saying with fatigue, hopefully with these conference leagues, it's the youth. Hopefully with the Carabao Cup, it's the youth. And as you remember with Pochettino, what he did with Davies and Trippier, with Rose and Walker, rotation, keeping these players fresh is going to help. We might not get the biggest squad. We don't know how many people are coming in, but keeping these players fresh is key to their fitness as well. But Son, for me, he's a bigger signing than Kane signing because of his global and the finances that he brings into the club. So next poster boy, yes. Is he going to be the next big thing at Spurs? Yes. Do I see him be the main focal guy for all the goals? No, he needs support.
No, 100%. 100%. I couldn't agree more. Bob, my man, I'm just ending up, lad. I'm just ending up, my man. I'm sorry, man. I'm just finishing up, lad. I've one more question. You're too late. You're too late, lad. Now, look, you're over there helping Carson. Everybody, when we're finished here, do get over and check out Carson's stream, guys. First live stream there tonight. Get over and show the support. And just quickly, it looks like the winner is Gravy. So, guys, you've decided for me, the Harris Army, we're going with Gravy today. Graham Taylor, wow, what a commentary. He says, just quality presentation. Brian, David, and Jack, think the lads have been watching your shows as they mirrored your passion today. My man, look, it's about time. Because even though sometimes, look, I'm guilty of it, we sit here and we rant in the rave. It's just passion. It's just panish. It's our way of showing our passion. And look, I'm just delighted that, we can express it in a good way, in a delightful way today. And my man, I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the presentation. Look, we will be, it's something that we try to get spot on for every show, my man. I'm glad. I appreciate it.
Really appreciate it, Graham.
Yeah, look, I hope they did. I hope they watched us. Look, if Nuno ever needs to give the team a G up, all he has to do is ring me. You know what I mean? I texted him today. I predicted them. Actually, I'll be honest, on the Matt Hayes watch along, I predicted when we were going to make the subs. I predicted how we were going to see out the game. Predicted all the changes. I even predicted where our goal was going to come from before the game. As soon as I seen Mendy and Ake, I knew that's the spot. But big up, my man. Graham Taylor, I really appreciate it. Jack, do you want to say anything to Mr. Graham?
No, really, really appreciate the support, Graham. It really means a lot. We really do appreciate it. Yeah, and also, I really hope that maybe the lads maybe watched a bit of us over the summer, maybe saw our frustrations, kind of saw, a bit of our discontent, with the last season and with the way some of the players have been kind of maybe, treating the badge and kind of, not really showing up, for the fans or for themselves, really, not respecting the club, not respecting themselves, not respecting us. And now maybe under Nuno, under this new mentality, maybe it's just a bunch of new clean slates. Maybe it's just a whole new atmosphere, a whole new dressing room, basically. And yeah, really do appreciate, though, the support as well, though, Graham. Really do appreciate it. And I hope they are mirroring the same passion.
No, 100%, Graham, man. You're an absolute gentleman. I really, really do appreciate the support, man. You're a top-notch guy. And guys, I just confirm we have broke 3,900 subscribers now.
Yes,
absolutely insane. We're smashing it, guys. We are absolutely killing it at an incredible rate. And long may it continue, guys. Long may it continue. Every one of you, I appreciate every single one of you from the 3,900. Every single one of you. Honestly, you don't know what you mean to me and how much you make my day. You really don't. What question do I want to ask last? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. So, Jack, we'll go to you on this one, man. Look, skip Tanganga and Tottenham. they're homegrown boys. You know, for me, look, I think they set the precedent, they set the standards, you know, for today's performance. Two of the youngest kids out there and two of our best players. For me, I always think it's important to have one or two homegrown players in your squad, not like Harry Winks, like Tanganga and Skip. Let me be clear, like players that want to win, that have a passion and a desire to win, and that set the tone for the academy players and foreign players coming into the team. That's saying, look, when you arrive at training, this is the way you train. When you turn up for a match, this is how you should be ready. You know, this is what we need. Jack, how important is it? And honestly, how great is it going to be this season to have two homegrown players in there? And not only that, if we keep Kane, it's going to be three that are setting examples, you know, setting the tone for any player walking into this club going forward.
Yeah, David, honestly, these are two players that don't need to be told twice what it means to run for the badge, what it means to play for the badge, what it means to play for the fans, you know, what it means to honestly, you know, to sweat, you know, to bleed practically for the fans, especially at home, David, in the opener. These are guys you don't need to tell that twice. They already know. They've been trained that, you know, their whole lives. And even, you know, especially in the likes of Tanganga, David, just seems like any of these big games, you know, especially at home, it seems like any of these big games, Jaffet will absolutely show up. He almost seems to gain superpowers for these kind of games, a bit of super strength as well. You know, he even, the beard was even, you know, perfectly groomed. It seemed like Nuno even helped him with a bit of the grooming, you know, on the beard today. He just looked absolutely statuesque, just look beautiful today, Jaffet. And then as well, when you think about what Skippy, it's again just somebody that is, you know, coming from the youth, but also just doesn't need to be told twice, you know, what it's like to get stuck in for the club, what it's like to, you know, put in a challenge, you know, to make sure that it's difficult for the players. He was not intimidated by the likes of Grealish. He was not intimidated by the likes of, you know, De Bruyne. He was not, you know, touching, you know, Grealish's hair after, making sure that the perfume was, you know, smelling good. You know, he honestly, David, he probably seemed to maybe avoid Grealish sometimes because he probably didn't like the smell of, you know, the hair gel and the perfume. Was just probably just trying to swipe him out with his legs and then get away from him. But yeah, David, like I said, these are just two players that you don't need to tell twice what it's like to sweat and bleed for the badge. And that's the type of mentality that you need in every single starting 11. I think you probably are right in maybe saying you need at least two players in your starting 11 who share that kind of mentality.
No, 100%. You're absolutely spot on there, Jack. Absolutely spot on. Every team needs it. And yeah, you made me giggle, which is always a bonus. Great analysis there to the question. And Shamu here with an absolute great comment as well, cracking me up. It's to what's the name? Is it an Oasis song? I think it is.
It is an Oasis song.
Yeah. Brian, do you know that? Do you want to sing it?
No, because believe me, you'll get taken off YouTube. All I know is it's a great song from a great album. What's the story? Morning Glory, and it's a great album. But yeah, I'm not singing it.
No, fair enough. I'm not either, Shamu. You're not baiting me into that at this time of the night. I'm getting tired now, man. And he says, in a champagne supernova in Tottenham, someday you will find them on a Harris fan show. Pep's bald head is weeping. Shamu, I absolutely love it. And look, you know, you come on the fan show tomorrow. By the way, you, Lazy A, if you're watching or you end up tuning into this, Shamu, Lazy A, you're the first two guys on. The first two, you know, the last few weeks you've been hanging around the back. It's been a bit long till we've got to you. You haven't been able to come on. You've ended up being busy and dragged off somewhere else with day-to-day stuff. So, guys, I promise you tomorrow, you two guys are the first guys on. So make sure you get onto the fan show link, Shamu. You absolute legend, my man. I hope you're celebrating this win. But look, guys, you know, we are going to end it off here. You know, look, I've been with a lot of yous all day, from the pre-match pump-up to the Matt Hayes watch-along to the post-match warm-down on We Are Tottenham TV to this. It's just been non-go since 2:30 today. Guys, incredible stint from us all, from the Harris Army and from myself, even from Jack. Jack's been at it 7 hours today now. You know, incredible stint from him too. Daigle, look, he's been out enjoying himself, so we won't give him the credit for that. He's had fun out meeting up with Cody Mack. But look, guys, you've been absolutely awesome. But before we do head off, I want Brian to be able to give his channel a plug. And guys, the description for it the link for it is in the description below. So when he's talking about it and you love the idea and you love what he's telling you, just click on the link, get over there and smash the subscribe button.
So, David, first of all, I want to congratulate you on hitting 3,900. What a wonderful achievement for all your hard work, dedication. I've seen it grow from nothing to where you are now, and I am so proud of what's going on with you. You know, you always have our support at Tottenham on Tour. And yeah, guys, like David said, it's a new channel. We were on Tottenham away, but due to time differences, Brian Island and I have gone to our new channel, which is, as you can see, Tottenham on Tour. We are 10 away from hitting 300. We've been on the line for 2 weeks. We've done 2 videos. There's loads of guys, obviously, on the Tottenham Away Stream Cup. Please come and give us a like. We're going to be doing our podcast, the 2 Brian shows, a few pre-recorded shows. I've already got David Harris trying to get his dream team, which he's going to let me know when he's got it, and that'll be the first pre-recorded dream team. We're going to try and do a load more things and load more content to push out. And the 290 we've already got. Thank you so much for your support. But we are trying to grow the channel. And if you've enjoyed listening to me or hated listening to me, or you're waiting for a Levy rant, the official world famous home of the Levy rant is Tottenham on Tour. So come and give us a go. And thank you for your support.
No, 100%, guys. And I've just dropped the link for Tottenham on Tour as well. So the Harris Army, if you could ever be so kind and we can get them that 10 subs to get to 300 before we end off here, that would be absolutely legendary and that would be fantastic, guys. So come on, guys, let's do it. You know, I know you guys are looking at me saying he's hungry. So let's get over. Give the guys the 10 subscribers that they need to be able to get past the 300, guys. Come on. The Harris Army, we're such an incredible, generous bunch. But look, Jack, my man, why don't you tell everyone what you have, coming out this week? Big week for you, my man.
No, it's going to be a big week, David. You know, we have plenty coming out, starting tomorrow, Monday. But yeah, everybody Monday, please keep a lookout for Flatcapeurotalk. It's going to be the channel link for YouTube. It's going to be coming out tomorrow for it. Please drop a like, drop a support there. If you especially have, friends that, aren't Spurs fans, friends that, you do like to talk football about, but, are maybe, unfortunately, maybe fans of the Scum, or maybe fans of the Blues, think that football started after 2003, any of those guys that you might be friends with, please join us over at Flatcapeurotalk. It's going to be a bit more of like a neutral venue, for, all football fans, basically everything European football. That's where you're going to be for that. And then as well, it's going to be kind of like an extension, David, of the Flat Cap Army. It's going to be an extension of the Harris Army. It's still going to obviously have me with my incredible bias towards Spurs and our lads, but it's also going to be, a bit of that thing where we can finally get to watch games, we get to watch an Erling Haaland game, David, we get to watch, a Turkish derby, we get to kind of relax a bit, and kind of, take our mind a bit off at Spurs. Cause sometimes, we do probably think a bit too much about some of these boys, and we do think too much about these players. And it's good to sometimes just be a neutral and just watch, another game, especially, some of the big games of the week. If you need someone to watch it with, if you need a partner, please keep your head out for Flatcapeurotalk. Starting tomorrow, guys, the link will be out there, the channel will be up and everything, and you'll be looking out for all that content. I'm pretty sure the first couple of videos are going to be an absolute smashers. I'm going to be predicting, managers that are going to be getting the sack this upcoming season across Europe's top 5 leagues. I'm going to be giving my top young talents, that are going to be coming into, the Premier League, into Serie A, and to all those leagues as well. So please just check it out, lads. It's coming out tomorrow.
No, look, you know what? I just want to say, I want to be the first to say, Jack, I'm actually so proud of how far you've come, man. I really am. I'm really so proud of how far you come, man. Now you're out here, you've got your own channel up and running and everything else. And I, for one, can't wait to see the content. Look, I already know what it is. I think it's going to be absolutely great. Look, I'll be spamming it everywhere as soon as it's out. Let's see how quick the Harris Army can show the love to Jack. We're going to aim for 500 within 2 weeks. I think it's possible. Keep just absolutely spamming the living shit out of it. And look, I generally
recommend it to all your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your friends who aren't Spurs fans. It's just, if you, like I said, if you haven't talked to, your friend that's maybe an Arsenal fan, I don't technically really have any, Scum fans, but I will say if that were the case, some of us find ourselves in that precarious scenario. So somebody that you just want to watch, Dortmund versus Bayern with, someone that you want to watch, that big Champions League game with, maybe you can connect through Flatcapeurotalk. It'd be a channel for you and your buddies, be able to connect through, that isn't just, a Spurs fan channel or something like that. A bit more neutral, but definitely still leaning a bit Spurs for sure. Don't get me worried on that. But yeah, please check it out, guys. And I really would appreciate the support. It's an extension of the Harris Army. It's an extension of the Flat Cap Army. So please don't miss it.
Yeah, look, and just to be clear, look, we call it Jack's channel and that, but I'm look, like Jack is with this channel, like I will be with Jack's channel. We're both 100% committed to both channel. Just as much as it is Jack's, it's my new channel as well, guys. So, you're going to see me over there more chilled out because I can kind of chill out. I can kind of relax a bit. I won't be doing the hosting. So you're going to get the best David Harris over there, especially on the watch-alongs and stuff like that. So guys, I really would love you to give him the support. The same support that you've given Brian Daigle, the Brian Daigle here with with Tottenham away and now his new channel, the support we've given Will Stewart, Bob Spur, many of other channels, guys. I really would love you to give the same to Jack. I really would, and I think you will. Just a quick update on how we got the 10 to get them to 300. I think we're nearly there. We're at
298.
398, guys. The link is here. We only need 2 more. Come on, guys. My pie and gravy and chips are waiting on me. You're making me hungry. My stomach's talking to me at this stage. Come on, guys. We need 2 more. Let's get it done. The link is here. There's definitely 2 of yous. 2 of yous out there.
One more.
Answer. Going once. Going twice. Going once. Going twice. Do it. No, we're not sold yet. Come on, guys. One more. Let's do it, guys. I know. There's someone out there hanging out. They're doing this on purpose.
I am refreshing. 300. Harris Army. Big up. For love. Thank you so much for your support. So honoured, pleasured, guys. Honestly, thank you. We are so grateful for all the support. The Spurs family are incredible. The Harris Army is incredible. And everyone, go and big up Jack. He's done a lot with us on Tottenham away. He is a superstar in the making. He will get all the love that he needs from Tottenham on tour and everyone else. Everyone, honestly, he's incredible. Brian Island's there thanking everyone. The Spurs community, not just the YouTubers, but the people that watch. Honestly, it's a joy and privilege to be associated with. And guys, thank you.
No, cheers, Brian. Absolute legends, guys. We've made Brian's day. He's got to meet Cody, and now they got the magic 300. The next target for them is 1,000. It's definitely in sight now, guys. So you've got them over the first hill, and look, hopefully off many more off playbacks and stuff like that, we can get you a few more. But look, guys, I want to speak to you, the Harris Army, for a minute. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. It's been an incredible day. It's been an emotional one. Getting Tottenham back, seeing the fans in the stadium, getting the big win after 2 years of shit. I want to say a massive thank you, honestly, guys. Your guys' support is the one that got me the pump up, the pre-match pump up when we were Tottenham TV. And you still get over there, even though you're the ones that got me it, you still got over there and support me on it. Guys, honestly, you have no idea how much it really, really means to me. When I do speak about the support you give me, it does bring a tear to my eye, and that's why I usually get off quickly after that, because you've no idea. You've got me on the watch-alongs with Matt Hayes, the pre-match pump-up, my own channel reaching 3.9 on the way to 4K. The amount of help that we give other people, it's absolutely amazing. Guys, the super chats that you guys have put in today, your support has been absolutely incredible. I do promise to donate half of it to Man City, with a box of napkins to them to dry all their tears, dry your eyes, mate. I'm absolutely delighted that we absolutely slapped them up today. Fuck City, I'm sick of them. I'm absolutely sick of them. I hate them. Everyone that knows me knows how much I hate them. I'm so delighted to get this one over the line. Guys, what we have coming up this week. So tomorrow, look, it's a big work day for me and Jack, getting the week planned out and everything we need done. But look, guys, the new channel for Jack for the extension of the Irish Hotspur, the Flatcapeurotalk, that's dropping tomorrow. That's going to be exciting. We have a players rating dropping on this channel here. So, guys, when that's up, like I said, make sure you like and subscribe that. But most importantly, get your player ratings in the comments. We want to get in amongst it. I promise you, between me and Jack, there's 2 of us. There's no reason why we can't respond to everybody. So get your comments in below. 100%. Get your comments in below and let us know your player ratings. And then back here tomorrow night for another live stream at 9:30 with the fan show. Guys, I can't wait to do the fan show. I can't wait to see everyone in good spirits, smiling. It was good watching We Are Tottenham TV today, seeing everybody happy. I'm sick of the doom and gloom around Tottenham Hotspur. I've been on a personal mission over the last 2 months to get rid of it. And I think slowly it's starting to happen. Like I always say, if you believe, good things will happen. And I know I'm the biggest believer out there. Like Brian C says, he likes to take my famous quote, our day will come. Guys, it's coming. It's coming. Just believe. Honestly, though, I'm rambling on now. So, guys, I'm getting off. I am fucking starving. So, look, guys, make sure you do smash a like on the stream. Subscribe on the channel if you're new, guys. Thank you all so much for your support on the show. Most importantly, after this, get your comments in underneath the show. Let's engage with each other. Let's interact with each other. All of our social medias, everything else, guys, it is in the description below. This is a message I put out there every once in a while. I think it's important. Guys, if anyone's ever down or suffering or just need someone to talk to, always contact me. Always hit me up. I'm always there. Anyone that's done it before, already knows, guys, you know, and it stays between me and you. And I think that's crucial as well to let you know. So, guys, absolutely amazing. It's been an amazing day. It's an amazing journey that built up to this day. And let's take this. It's a good step forward, guys. And as always, in Nuno we trust. And come on, you Spurs.
And Nuno we trust, lads. Nuno we trust.
And Brian with his leave you out. Brian, leave you out.
Be done. Leave you out.
No, look, today it's come on, you Spurs, and Nuno we trust.
And Nuno we trust. Come on, you Spurs, lads.
And by the way, we're definitely going into the Guinness Book of World Records for longest time without Brian Daigle having a leave. Good guy, guys. We've been the Irish Hotspur. Come on, you Spurs, and Nuno we trust. And screw you, Jack, and Grealish. I meant Jack Grealish and Pep. Wherever you go.